Hey everybody, Doug here, bringing you episode 22 of Rawcast AD this week. Gonna try to keep this intro short for two different reasons. One, the episode's almost 2.5 hours long, and two, I have to leave within the next 4 minutes to pick up my kids or I will be late for the agreed upon meeting time. Whoops, I'm wasting time. Hope everybody had a solid week, and if you work the weekend, I'm very sorry, but retail folk, I salute you. I'm very grateful that I got to move away from a retail schedule recently, and still don't know what to do with myself on weekends because I'm used to working 9.5-hour shifts. But even though I don't work weekends anymore, the batteries were still starting to run low, so by the time I hit Friday morning, I was ready for that extra cup of coffee and get that spring in my step because I was extremely excited to sit down with this week's guest, my good friend Dalton Schrader. He's trying to work his way up to that 5-punch card that would make him the resident video game contributor. As many of you know, I don't really play modern video games anymore. I know that makes me sound like a hipster or maybe a grandpa, but I kind of let video games fall by the wayside once I had kids to pursue other projects, other ventures, other endeavors, other bills. And so Dalton, who's still playing video games, he brings me that good stuff. The insight, the knowledge, firsthand experience of playing the games himself. I joke very shortly in the interview, or the discussion, I should call it. It's more of a conversation. I don't really interview people. It's just hanging out and having a good conversation. But I mentioned that I kind of live vicariously through Dalton for video games. And so the intention is always to bring Dalton on. If you go back to episode 6, the same thing. Dalton was going to come over and talk about video games. This week's episode was about Destiny 2. Well, it was supposed to be about Destiny 2. New game comes out. Dalton wants to tell me about it. He comes over, sits down at the table to tell me about Destiny 2. And knowing your good old host can never truly stay on point. But since it has been a while since I got some one-on-one time with Dalton, it just expanded into this incredible conversation for me. I selfishly say that I love this because towards the end of that work week, without having any alcohol, it was just the nice scratch for the itch that I had. I needed to have that pick-me-up, and this conversation was it. Dalton, resident video game contributor with 3 more episodes, recently got married. Congratulations and best wishes to both Dalton and his new bride. Connie, was a great time. Thank you for having me. Got to be a part of that wedding. Very honored and privileged. And other than that, I hope you guys are prepared to sit down and listen to Dalton Schrader and myself go on for 2.5 hours about video games and kind of the game of life. Feel free to leave any feedback on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can go to rawcastad.com. You might even be listening to us on iTunes already. But feel free to leave some feedback if anything catches you off guard, other than the fact that I am giving you a warning that this is an explicit episode. I just wanted to kick back after a long week, and Dalton and I kind of eased up on the verbal filter. So just to give you a heads up, it is an explicit episode, but it's always a hell of a time to sit down with Dalton. I really needed this conversation. Dalton, thanks for giving me that fix. Hope the rest of you enjoy it. Hey, man, what's happening?
Nothing. Just hanging out in your swanky trailer.
It is pretty swanky. You see the Christmas lights that most likely don't work?
Yeah. They've
Still
been
hanging.
up all year?
Yeah. Guinness Book, baby. Guinness Book. So, it's been a while. I'm kind of impressed with the way you do things because, you're a family man now. You're married. How many kids in the house?
3.
3 kids in the house, but you're still able to play current titles in video games.
I have a secret.
I want to know your secret.
I have the greatest wife in the world. That is the secret.
Oh.
She lets me play video games as much as I want.
What's the trade-off?
I don't complain when she puts on Netflix. Something I don't give a crap about.
Dalton's wife is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's why I married her.
And congrats on your recent wedding, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Had a hell of a time. But for me, I wasn't able to stay current with video games. I don't know if it was just because it wasn't a priority in my funding after having kids or what the situation was there, but I didn't keep up on it. So I always kind of, you routinely give me updates. Like when a new title comes out and you get to play it, like you'll throw me some of your reaction to certain scenarios, like the boss fight.
Oh my God.
But it's almost like I live vicariously through you for playing video games now, because then like in order to know what you're talking about, didn't get to do it with Destiny 2 yet, so you're gonna be popping my cherry on that one. And if I did my introduction correctly, basically people should know that we're gonna get a little nasty.
What are you talking about? Your introduction? You just did that, didn't you?
Well, kinda, because sometimes I talk about it in the past tense if it's recorded after, so it depends. So long as I keep the continuity.
You said nudity.
I did it. Freudian
There is
slip.
no nudity in Destiny, just so you know.
Though we turn the air conditioner off, so if we do end up shirtless, pantless, whatever the case may be, only we'll know about it.
Yeah. You might hear some zippers, but, I mean, whatever.
All my clothes are Velcro now.
Love it.
But so I got to do some game walkthroughs. Got to watch them on YouTube about Destiny 2. I want you to fill me in, basically, because you've been playing Destiny 2 recently.
Oh, don't even worry about, like, walkthroughs and stuff like that. Just go on to Twitch. I mean, you watch people actually just playing the games. I mean, the majority...
I suppose that is the new in thing.
Well, the majority of Twitch is, the speedrunners. And they don't really play big games like this.
They're not doing, like, big games, the side quests, stuff like that.
It all depends. Like, Twitch has, like, a very select demographic. You got your professional speedrunners and then the amateur speedrunners and all the way down to casual players. I'm a casual player because I'm not trying to be the very best like no one ever was. I'm not out to catch every Pokemon. I'm just, just living it.
Just living it.
Yeah. Do the same thing with Destiny. I have even older games. See you got Zelda 64 down there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a big speedrunning game.
I have seen a couple videos where people have just run. what is the record for Ocarina of Time?
Oh, Jesus.
It got ridiculous.
It's like 18 minutes.
How? How does that make sense?
Because the speedrunning community, usually they use Japanese games, where all the text is in Japanese or whatever, just because it's a lot faster to cycle through than English.
Says here 17 minutes and 9 seconds is the record.
Sounds about right.
Damn.
Yeah, until that record gets beaten by the time this episode airs.
Right.
We're gonna look like jackasses.
That was so 2 weeks ago.
But no, Destiny 2. The first game, Christ, that's been out for maybe 10 years, maybe longer.
And was that actually like a major hit? Or
it was a very big AAA title. It's made by Bungie, same guys that did Halo.
Yep.
And stuff like that. But the guys that did Halo, that's about all they did. But the Game of Thrones, got started around then. It was like I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 seasons in. Whatever, maybe at least one. And the first Destiny had a little robot that follows you around called your Ghost. It's a whole deal. But it was voiced by Peter Dinklage.
Really?
Yeah, a little dude himself. A lot of the gaming community didn't like that so much because it came off very dry and monotone. Oh, look over there kind of thing. It's like he's playing a robot, man.
Yeah.
You get what you expect. They got this Nolan guy on there now. He's done a lot of different voices for games and stuff like that. But everybody likes him better.
Really?
I miss the Dinklebot.
You gotta love Dinklage. whether it's Tyrion Lannister or Simon Finch, was it, from Elf?
Oh my God, yes. He was in a punk rock band.
Was he really?
Ago. That's at least what Wikipedia tells me.
Well, unless he's trending in the news, you can usually count on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
You just got to check to see. Because, I know Stevens Point has the campus trivia, largest trivia in the world or whatever.
Oh, boy.
72 hours of trivia over the radio, calling in answers. It can be a pretty fun time if you got the right group. But holy man, I went train of thought.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Dalton, come on over. We're going to have a discussion about Destiny.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I looked off and realized how dusty my fan was over there, and I was like, wow, I missed that when I was wiping things down. But
That happens.
I did go through and read some reviews, and there was somebody that writes for IGN that just trashed on Destiny 2.
Oh, really?
He was talking about how it was almost an apology from Bungie for Destiny, the first one.
That sounds about right.
Really?
Well,
this is the game we should have put out, guys. Here you go.
yeah, basically. The first Destiny, granted, I rented it when it first came out, and then I just kind of, in the last year or so, started getting into it. I had my brother-in-law plays, and it was a big deal. We had a clan going.
Whoa.
And,
You can do clans or what?
oh, yeah, it's like a guild in any other MMO. You
Oh,
get
so
all
this
your
is-
buddies together, and
I didn't realize it was on that. Well, actually, most of the online games now are
yeah, it's
big on the multiplayer.
Destiny's technically an MMO.
I'm dating myself. I'm 28. That's making. Oh, you kids and your Ataris.
You're game kids and play fellas. I don't know.
Oh, I stay true to myself though. I got my classic video games, so it's awesome seeing the kids play. Mario 64.
Oh, yeah.
Mario Kart.
Dude,
But
somehow I got my kids into Pokemon. I don't know how. I just did it.
see, I did the same thing. I was worried people would be like, "Oh, so your kids like Pokemon?" I'm like, well, yeah, I got them into it.
Yeah.
But I'm a Gen 1 type guy.
Oh, for sure.
I'll segregate the Pokemon. No qualms about that.
Well, because Generation 1 was the best.
Absolutely.
My kids would come up to me and be like, "Oh, we watched the Pokemon movie." I'm like, "Oh, which one?" "Oh, Deoxys and the something or another." I'm like, "That's not the Pokemon movie. There's only one Pokemon movie." And that came out in 2000 and...
Oh, no, that was 98, 99. Because then there was Pokemon 2000 that came out in 2000. Wasn't there?
I don't know. Pokemon the movie.
With
the first
Mewtwo.
one. Yeah. I'm like, that's the only one that there ever was. Same thing with Power Rangers.
Oh,
You ever get into Power Rangers when you were a kid?
yeah. And
I think
actually, my
everybody
kids
did.
have been watching the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the one we grew up with.
Okay, yeah, because my kids have come up to me. I don't know if yours are the same. Like, "Oh, Power Rangers Samurai is the best." No, it's not.
I think Power Rangers is on either Netflix or Hulu, one of the two. So
Yeah.
the original. So, if you can get them to scale that back.
Damage is already done.
Aw, I'm sorry.
Eh.
It's basically because it's not marketed towards us. They did a really good job of being like, well, this will sell toys.
Well, that and the Power Rangers we grew up with is dated as hell.
Yeah.
The kids.
So 90s.
Kids these days. Kids these days. They like.
We both have kids, man.
I know. They like big actiony, fast things. We're fine with
Pokemon 99.
random shit blowing up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
My
Okay.
Google skills are slow today.
Yeah, 1999. See, I was.
10 for me.
Yeah, probably. Kind of like came out.
I think I saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah.
So
You had to.
Yeah, definitely had to.
That was one of those movies that all of the kids begged their parents to go see. And then you're like 10 years old bitching about the 6-year-old behind you. Like,
Yeah.
can't they just appreciate this movie?
You don't even know?
Yeah, the stuff kids care about.
I caught all 150, son.
That's impossible. You can't catch all 150 without trading.
Yeah. But then I never really used the trading feature that much.
Oh, I did.
Like,
I abused the hell out of it.
well, yeah,
That's how you get all the starters. You get one friend that'll cycle through getting to the Viridian Forest or whatever, getting through all that, like 20 minutes of gameplay just so you can have Charmander.
Yeah.
Because you pick Squirtle. And then he does it again for Bulbasaur.
when you had to plug them in,
Oh, yeah.
link them. Yeah, see, I would get screwed over.
That's gaming, children. That's what it used to be.
I had a friend back in elementary school when we went to trade. We had a trade agreement, and when they went on to the market, bastard sent me like some shitty. I think he like sent me a Bellsprout or some stupid shit, and he was supposed to be sending me like Machamp. It's like,
oh, I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, what? Gotta go. Click.
exactly it. I was too young to carry a knife at the time. Not that I'd stab a kid over a Pokemon, Slender Man style, you know.
No, Pokemon cards, but kids stab other kids about.
Hell yeah. And
That happened somewhere. I don't know where.
Mom, I love you, but you wouldn't let me sell my Pokemon cards on eBay, and now I don't have them, and I could have paid for school with that.
Yeah.
Still love you, though.
I had Generation 1 holographic Charizard, bro.
You're serious?
That was the card.
Hell yeah.
But let's not talk about Pokemon.
Focus,
Destiny, come on.
I'm sorry, I just recently saw updated pricing on eBay for a lot of those holographic cards, and they're still up there. They're actually going to be gaining value now because they're Gen 1. The older they get, the price goes up. But yeah, back through Destiny. So walk me through it, because I was a big Halo guy. How does it, like, set the tone for me? How does it compare to Halo in terms of the environment and then game overall gameplay?
Personally, I think it's better than Halo.
Is that right?
But I'm the kind of guy that never really got into shooters. You know, I'm a JRPG. You know, the most shootery I played was Fallout.
Is that right?
Fallout 3, where you didn't have to aim if you didn't want to. You just click a button and it targets everything for you.
Yeah, I'll admit, seeing people use that feature makes me wish that. Well, actually, not makes me wish, but if I were playing those games, I would totally auto aim.
It gives you time to slow down and think.
Yeah,
But
I want to enjoy my games. I don't want to be like high stress all the time.
yeah, you know, casual play.
Kids, I'm gonna go relax and play my game. Ah, die.
Destiny will do that to you.
Really?
Yep, I've been, especially if you don't know what's coming, because one of the enemy types, there's like no indication that they're there. You know, like there's some robot enemies that glow, so be like, oh, well, there's its head. There's these enemies that have like no indication as to where they are, and they just spring up on you.
Oh,
They're fast as hell. And then there's another variation of it that glows blue. This is the type of enemy you do not want to see glow, because if you shoot one of the glowy ones, they explode.
Oh,
And they can one-shot you if they get too close.
damn.
Yeah.
So is it like an across the map shot to get rid of them, or how big's the radius on that?
You can stand a little bit ways away and not get hurt that bad.
So it's reasonable. It's not like if you hit it, it's a nuke.
No.
but it'll still mess you up if you're too close.
Yeah, for sure. But the main thing that makes Destiny 2 better, or in the apology standpoint that one reviewer had, because the first Destiny didn't really have a storyline. It's like, you're going to go on the moon and fight these guys. Whoa, now we got to go to Mars.
Yeah, you just like traveled the solar system with not much incentive or reasoning.
Yeah, it's like, hey, there's some shit over there, go kill it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Why are we doing this? Because that's what we wrote.
Yeah, it's something else to do.
So how's the storyline in the second one?
The second one is awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, it is a great short storyline, like
10 hours for the campaign, I thought I read.
Something like that. Could probably be done in 8 if you play it nonstop. Yeah, it's not very long, especially if you have some friends to help you out. You can have 2 other people I think, yeah, 2 other people join you on the map anywhere in a fire team, and uh, you can just burn through the storyline.
Just collect, like, do you collect items, treasures, stuff like that?
Gear.
Gear?
Yeah, it's a shooter.
So yeah, naturally ammo,
Yeah,
health.
and it all has like its own. Well, yeah, it all has its own type of power level, basically.
Okay.
Like, I got a gun. It's 100 power level. Well, I'm gonna pick up a better gun. Why is it better? Because it's 120.
Okay. So there's incentives for like ditching weapons and stuff. It's not
Oh
like,
yeah, I don't save a single weapon.
there's no point then.
No.
Like if this one's gonna help you get the job done better.
Plus, there's that maximum point people want to hit because it opens up to raiding and stuff like that. There is big things that you can do, hard things that you can do, essentially to get more gear. World of Warcraft style, any MMO out there, you want to be supreme.
Definitely. I should now. Are you on Twitch with any games, or do you just
Sometimes I
Really?
go on Twitch. Yeah, I tried to stream the majority of my Destiny 2 campaign. I think I only had one person watch me.
only one?
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
like
know you
20
were on.
minutes. You gotta subscribe to find out when I'm on, really.
I suppose you're right.
Yeah, it'll send you
I'll
an
do
email.
that though, man. Because
Your email will never go off. I'm barely ever on it.
Yeah, but
unless
when
I'm
you
doing
are-
something fun.
like I said, vicariously through you.
Yeah, I actually did a couple of YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I saw one of them, maybe.
Yeah, I did a randomized Link to the Past, the old Super Nintendo Zelda.
I don't think I saw that one.
It's a trip.
You're giving me content now, man. How long ago did you do that one?
2 years, maybe. I don't know. I was still living at the hotel or the apartment before it burned down.
Oh yeah, do that. I know we're getting away from gaming a little bit again, but dude, that had to have been nuts.
It wasn't a fun time, especially the 3 months living in a hotel room
Yeah.
with 3 kids.
Oh god, what'd you guys end up doing?
Well, we had 2 rooms.
But how do you end up doing that for like food? Were you just like eating out all the time, going to family members' houses, friends' houses?
Well, I'm gonna advocate a little bit for State Farm.
Oh yeah.
We had renter's insurance, and we had like a Supreme package or something like that. I don't know, maybe because of having 3 kids, 2 cats, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
State Farm paid for us to be in a hotel until we found a place. Like they would pay up to 2 years, and all we
Whoa.
would have to pay is what we did it for rent.
Well, that's not bad at all.
No, especially hell, like one night at a cheap hotel is $70.
Yeah.
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. Because a lot of hotels will rent out for extended periods of time for business trips, stuff like that. Well, we were a displaced family.
Yep.
We could not rent again because that's just not an issue anymore. It's not what I wanted to do with my life. I wanted to own a house.
Mm-hmm.
I had no credit.
Yeah.
So I bought a truck. Started getting credit. This was at the apartment. I had the truck for like 2-3 months. Oh, well, gotta leave. And I think I was at the hotel for 2 weeks, and I said, you know what, this sucks. I need
Yeah.
to buy a house.
Hotel's good for like a night or two, but I wouldn't want to stay in one for 3 months.
It's not very fun.
Dude, kudos to you though, because you guys got set up with a really nice place. I know when when I was first at your place, I wouldn't shut up. I was like, dude, this is beautiful. I love this. Just room to room to room. Under your bed, I love this.
Well, yeah, there's 8 chandeliers. How can you go wrong?
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised I got it, especially how fast it all happened.
Did you go FHA?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was. Actually, no, I was going to have the choice between an FHA loan or a fixed interest loan from a conventional loan, basically through a credit union.
No,
when I backed out.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I did a lot of research on those, the different types of mortgages you could get before I jumped into it too heavily. And, with the rates right now, it doesn't really matter all that much to go FHA or conventional. But, no, so I mean, just kind of wanted to touch on that because, damn, dude, we didn't get to talk about it too much. That was a pretty stressful time for, your family. And that's an understatement. I know. Yeah. There are no words that can sum up those 3 months for you guys. But
do you know how many times I was able to be with my wife?
Probably a half.
We had probably 20 minutes of alone time each day.
Wow.
And that was usually spent watching Impractical Jokers on basic cable.
Yeah.
Or Netflix. I brought my PS4.
You got basic cable. You got no kitchen. You got.
No, we had a microwave.
Yeah. Ugh.
Oh, another great thing. You asked how I was able to eat and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
We ate out every single night.
Every single night.
We had to. We didn't have anywhere to cook.
You're not gonna want to eat ravioli every freaking night either.
No, macaroni and cheese. Oh yay!
Yeah,
microwave hot dogs.
Oh no, the end blew up. It's not good anymore.
Yeah, but along with the renters insurance package that we had,
they give you a food stipend basically or allotment.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
They had us pay them however much we would per week for food costs, and it's roughly around $200, something like that. Grocery shopping and all that.
Family of 5.
Stuff. Yeah. So we basically paid. Well, she basically paid $200 a week per month, and they covered the rest.
Wow.
Yeah. Same with everything. They came and packed everything up that we didn't have time to grab. We had our own storage unit. They paid for that too. They came in, they packed everything, they cleaned everything, and they stored it for us for 3 months. For free.
All right.
They would have done that up to 2 years.
I just want to point out right now, I myself, and I know quite a few people that went without renter's insurance when they were renting. If you're listening to this and you're renting right now and you don't have it, get some fucking renter's insurance right now.
It's cheap as hell.
Imagine how it would have been for you guys if storage wasn't covered, if you didn't get the help with the food or the hotel. That would have you would have fucking lost everything and then been paying out the ass.
Well, we would have been forced to rent again.
Yeah. And dude, if you what you did, if you can get out of renting, get out of renting. At least for us. Some people, they'd rather rent the rest of their lives.
Well,
Good
yeah,
for you.
You don't have to put down roots.
Yeah.
Because, I bought a house. It's a 30-year mortgage, dude.
Yeah.
I'm more than likely going to die in that house.
Yeah.
I don't want to move anymore. That's the point.
Yeah. No, I'm realizing that because I don't know if it was age or just experience. Because we've talked on the podcast before, various guests, about how it's on my resume, it looks like I'm job hopping.
Oh, yeah.
And I've gotten
2 years here, a year there.
Yeah. And I've gotten to a place where there pros versus cons. There's 2 cons, maybe 3, but they're kind of minor, and the rest of the job's pretty awesome.
They're kind of minor, or they are minors.
Yeah, no, there's no minors. No minor.
Because that would be a minor issue.
What? I was gonna take it a completely different direction, but you win that round, sir.
Well, thank you. I try.
I try.
Quick whip.
But I got to a job where I'm tired of being the new guy. I'm tired of learning new things. I just want to learn the job I have. It's a good enough job, good enough environment that I'm just gonna stay there. I'm gonna stick with it. And same with coming up on a house. Where we live, it was a good move for us. It's allowing us to pay down some debt.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't forever. even now that the kids are 5 and 3, they're way too active. They're way
Oh,
too
yeah.
big to be playing around in like just under 1,000 square foot of space.
Try a hotel room.
Oh no!
I'm gonna win no matter what you'd bring up.
Even with the coverage you had with renter's insurance, no, thank you, no, thank you. And I'm sorry you had to go through that, but
Sure
you
happens.
guys stuck together.
There are
You got
people that had
married
it worse.
recently. You guys are an awesome couple. And so that was a segue into Dalton's life, and we can bring it back to Destiny now.
Oh yeah, okay. That game I came over to talk about, right?
Yeah, but so the overall storyline, since they now have the storyline, like what exactly is it? Like, is there a big bad guy? Is it man versus environment?
To sum it all up, all you have to do is watch the trailer for the game. The one that was made by
The puppies?
the Kong director. Yeah. For the puppies, man.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons I play the game is because of Nathan Fillion. He's been on stuff like Firefly was his main thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also on like Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog as Captain Hammer, Castle, TV show on USA. It used
I
to
didn't
be on
see
there.
that.
It's pretty good. You should check it out.
Castle.
But like his sarcastic humor makes the game so much enjoyable. Because the way a Destiny is, there's 3 classes: Hunter, Warlock, Titan. Your basic whatever shoot 'em up guys. Each one of those player classes has a specific leader. Nathan Fillion is the leader for the Hunters, and he wants to be out in the shit, guns blazing.
Where the action is.
Yeah, but he has to stay at this one spot and be like a leader and delegate. And
he's an admin.
yeah, and the other 2, they're into planning, they're into making sure everything's going right. And Nathan Fillion's character is just, he wants to kill so badly. He'll even have parts where he says, "Oh yeah, have fun killing stuff. You know where I'll be." All like depressed and shit.
Well, you would be too.
Yeah, but
It's like living in a hotel for 3 months when you want to be in a house.
yeah,
Sorry.
But yeah, everything from the first Destiny is just obliterated because of this main bad guy now named Gaul. Is this giant freaking ugly dude, and he takes the main leader guy, whatever that he's called, the speaker. Like he's the priest at the only church kind of thing.
Oh, right on. So they've like centralized religion.
They came in and they fucked everything up. Like everyone is dead.
Scorched earth policy.
Oh yeah, they wanted
Sherman's March to
nothing
the
left
south.
alive. There's like this giant robotic moon thing that's called the Traveler, and that's what keeps you alive, basically.
Really?
Oh yeah, because there's death and then respawn. That's what your ghost is for, your little robot guy that follows you around. Without that light, nothing can come back. And so all of the leaders, the Titans,
They've had to find a mechanical way to bypass the situation to remain alive?
It's basically everybody's already dead. Like Earth is gone. It's a dead planet. There is no more life. But with the power of this light, people are allowed to keep going.
Okay. In a way, it's like...
It's just a bullshit way to not have permadeath in a game.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think about how they do it, it's, like the sun kind of brings life.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet, because then they just kind of mechanize it.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to be realistic, because, come on, fucking aliens.
Yeah.
Sentient robots from another planet are coming here.
Who knows, man? Maybe we could hop in a time machine, and then we'll see that we're part of some sort of peace talks with an alien delegation.
If there's a time machine, we would have found out about it already.
Yeah, you think we would have.
In like 1982, Doc Brown style.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
now, are the 3 classes at war, or are they...
No, they're all besties.
They're all besties? Okay.
Yeah,
so
they
it's not like the
work
StarCraft
together.
route where you got 3 different races.
No,
It's just
no.
classes.
Yeah, it's playable classes. Like,
I don't believe in class systems, Dalton.
Then it's a fucking job. It's what you choose to do. It's a goddamn career. Like
Guys, I'm not a hunter. It's just my job.
yeah. But I mean, each class has a subclass. It's a lot to get into.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I used to main a hunter, and one of their in Destiny 1, they kind of have it in Destiny 2. One of their subclasses was a blade dancer. Basically, you turn fucking invisible and just like leap 20 feet forward with a sword and slice through enemies.
Jeez.
It was one of the worst things to have happen to you in PvP.
I believe it.
You're just walking around, you can see it on your mini map, red. And you're like, oh fuck, where is he? Dead. So many rage quits because of blade dancers.
Were they just like macroed out, basically, or is
one
it
of
just that?
One of the downfalls of Destiny 1 is in PvP is essentially an ability spam. Like the matches were 6 versus 6, 10 minutes each, until a time limit, unless there was a score victory.
Yeah.
And every time you'd hear like, oh, somebody's got their super. Oh, we got our super. And it wasn't very fun. In this one, in Destiny 2, you can maybe get your super off twice in a match.
Oh, so they reduced the ability there?
Because a lot of it is, kills and team kills, stuff like that. They condensed it down now from being 6 versus 6 to 4 versus 4.
Oh.
So then there's a lot more need for teamwork in this, and
I remember when Halo did that because I think they used to be 5-on-5, and then they dropped down to 4-on-4.
I wouldn't know.
It's a smart move in my opinion so that way you don't have matches going on as long. Because even like I talked about with my buddy Spencer on a recent episode, with the difference between StarCraft and StarCraft 2, like StarCraft 1, you could camp forever.
Oh yeah.
Be a Terran, set up your 2 bases, whatever, and then just bunkers and siege tanks.
Oh yeah, you maze out your bunkers.
Yeah, and then you just sit tight.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a little while, I guess.
But
I'm gonna farm materials while I make aircrafts.
But then they introduced limited resources into StarCraft 2.
Yep.
And that caught me off guard. But it was a smart.
You had your 2 bases set up and only like 4 units.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, there come the Zerg. Done. I'm like, what the fuck was that? This game's not fun.
It was like 3 minutes, man.
Exactly. But therein, when you get used to the gameplay difference, if you're both really fucking good players, you could still have a 45-minute match, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it took my usual matches from like 45 minutes all the way up to maybe an hour 15, depending on who I'm playing, all the way down to like it's rare for a game to go beyond 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And the last time I actually played StarCraft 2 online, I did the classic send 4 Zerglings, because I play Zerg now. I actually did a mini Zerg rush, and the guy got pissed off and rage quit and said, fuck you, a Zergling rush?
Yeah,
You're such a piece of shit.
Nobody does it anymore. It's been like 15 years since anybody Zerg rushed.
I know. So I got out the coach's first playbook, and I'm just like, I'm going to get it.
I gotta learn this game.
It was just hilarious to me that it actually worked in that fast-paced environment. So in Destiny 2, they did the same thing then. They kind of sped it up, dropped the teams down a little bit.
Yeah, in doing that, they increased difficulty because, instead of running around a corner and picking off a straggler,
yeah,
it focuses more on teamwork. Like, you have to be with your buddy or you're gonna lose because they got the one jackass running around getting killed all the time.
Yeah.
Come on, guy. They're looking for him.
Yeah. And that's part of why I kind of went away from video games a little bit, because I used to be big into Halo, as we've said before. But I started getting away from it because people would start doing their individual things. When you go solo in a team match, you're just going to piss off the teammates that can actually coordinate as a team.
Yeah.
And so with, have you just been playing with people or are you running into strangers that don't know how to play the game as a team?
It depends. I mean, if my boys are on, I'm playing with them. But otherwise, I want to do a little Crucible. I want to do some PvP. I see duckies spinning in circles. It depends.
You'll always see that.
You'll always have the one rando that does not know how to play the game.
Like, play the campaign first.
Yeah.
If you're new to it.
I mean, the campaign's not going to prepare you for the essential ass rape of PvP.
Well, no, but it's going to at least let you know how to play the game, so then you'll just... It'll be like when you're hunting and you see a yearling, you don't want to get him. You're like, go on, little guy.
No, take that shot.
But just...
That's meat, man.
And that's what it ends up being. You see this new guy that's like turning to aim, jerking around, and then you're just like...
Always in crouch.
Always... Like, hey, check out the new guy. Look, he's trying. Done.
Yeah, they don't live very long.
And it can get frustrating, but as long as you stick with it, you can get killed again.
Yeah. Crazy part about Destiny 2, when I got it, it was released on 9/6 of 17. Mm-hmm. I got it the day before.
How'd you get it on the day before?
I don't know. A lot of people did, though.
Did you do digital copy or hard copy?
I did a hard physical copy from Amazon, and so they shipped it, and then I fucking had it.
Really?
Yeah, and my brother works for a video rental place. And he's like, oh, the servers are probably not up yet because it's giant, massive online, whatever bullshit.
Amazon is shopping. That's.
Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll just play through the first mission, whatever the story. It was on the demo for the game. That's how it starts. Everything torn to shit, fire, bullets. And all of a sudden I get to the end of that and it keeps going. And this is 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, holy fuck. Dude, I can play this game right now. I can play the fucking game? I was so excited. I texted all my friends. I sent them screenshots and shit like that. And they're like, oh, fuck you, dude. You suck. How'd you get that early? Whose dick you suck?
Oh, man.
I told one guy that I give really good hand jobs, apparently.
To Amazon?
Yeah.
I drove down to Kenosha and I was like, rub it to Zug.
Hey, yo. I hear you got Destiny 2. You want to meet me around back? No, that didn't happen.
Do you want to come meet your destiny?
Yeah, but anyway, I get to a point in the game because you have to solo for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then I get to a point where it's like, all right, online gameplay is now unlocked for you. Go have fun with other people. I did one PvP match that night. It took 30 minutes to find enough people to play.
Well, yeah, because you got it ahead of time.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking, all right, everybody's going to be around the same level as me, level 1, level 3, whatever. Let's fucking do this. There was a guy pre-launch at max level.
How?
I don't know.
Maybe it was one of the people that works at Bungie?
No, couldn't have been. It all depended on when the mail came to your house. Because if I had the game delivered to me, I would have had it at noon. I would have been fucking rocking it at, I would have been max level pre-launch.
I suppose.
And everybody was getting pissed off because.
But in a matter of hours, living up.
Well,
that's impressive.
If you had a group of people to play with, I mean, you get.
Okay, so it's doable.
It can be a 6-hour campaign.
Okay.
Just rushing through everything.
Yeah, I suppose if somebody got early shipment in the morning kind of thing.
Yeah, because if I was at my house, I would have had it by noon. I had to wait until 2:00, 2:15.
Yeah, but you still got to play it the day before.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
I mean, the pre-order digital copies were being released at midnight or 10. GameStop wouldn't let anybody have it until 10 o'clock. Same thing with Best Buy, I'm sure.
Well, they probably had it written into...
Yeah, it's like a midnight release type deal.
Because they could actually lose some big deals. Like, you don't want to be told, hey, you guys released it ahead of when we said you could, so now we're not doing business with you.
Yeah. Oh, looks like you're not getting World of Warcraft 19.
Oh. Damn. And so, like, what's the ultimate goal then? Have you played through the entire campaign, or are you just...
Do you want spoilers? Should we do a spoiler alert?
Feel free, man.
All right, spoiler alert. Anybody that has not played Destiny 2, just mute this for like 30 seconds. When you beat the main bad guy, I got to do this in 30 seconds. When you beat the main bad guy, there's a lot of cutscenes, a lot of boom, 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 a lot of shit going on. And you come to find out there's like another fleet of fucking warships just waiting out there. That's the last scene that you see, like the light comes back and woof. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Because they're opening it up. Spoilers done, if you can hear me. Spoilers done. It opens it up to more DLC.
If you're listening, you could turn your volume back up.
Yeah. Hey! No, it's opening it up to, future expansions and download content. It's like $20 or something like that for the expansion pass, which you'll get the first 2 expansions when they come out. You don't have to like...
It's just a flat rate. You paid your 20. You're going to get it when it comes.
Like the shit Ubisoft does with their... like their, the Prime membership for a fucking game.
Gotcha. So their own subscription service.
A season pass or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, here's... you can do a special mission.
I mentioned that on another episode. It's getting to where there are just too many subscription services.
Yeah.
You can nickel and dime yourself. Oh, this is $10, $10, 15, 20. Before you know it, power's off and you can't play them.
I've done that. I seriously, like, just before the Destiny launch, I bought a year of PlayStation Network. Ooh. $60.
For a year, that's really not bad.
No, but then all of the players I played with on PlayStation 4 are going to PC.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not buying it for PC. No fucking way. My brother bought it for Xbox One. I guess I'll get that. I gotta get Xbox Live now for a year, another $60.
Meanwhile, you've got a year of PlayStation Network.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to do it anyway because, there's PlayStation exclusives.
Well, yeah. I mean, they have some pretty good exclusives on there. My brother plays PS4. Some pretty good content on there. But, yeah, I know the pain there. It's no different than me buying NFL Ticket so I can watch all the Redskins games. And then I go to my dad's to watch them every Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's like, good job.
Well, what if your dad's not home?
Very good point. Very good point.
I guess I'll stay home today. I'll get drunk inside.
Yeah, but it'd suck if I go over to his house in time for the game, the door's locked, nobody's home. Because then I got to drive all the way back. I'm going to miss the first quarter.
That's why he got a radio. If it's a game people care about, it'll be on the radio.
Yeah, but it's tough because, again, Redskins, so it's broadcast.
If they're playing the Packers, you'll have it.
Damn it. I picked the wrong team for my geographic region. Speaking of regions.
What sports?
Sports.
I don't know what...
I'm not terribly huge into sports. And
I don't watch football. I don't watch baseball. I don't watch basketball. Nothing.
Yeah.
If it's got, like, dudes in uniforms, I don't care.
You and I click on that because if I'm in a group of guys and they start talking sports stats, I'm just like...
Oh, you guys remember Favre?
Yeah. Michael Jordan did basketball good. So I mean, I was always drawn to video games more than sports.
You don't have to go outside. You don't have to deal with people.
And I'm a pale son of a bitch, I'll tell you.
Yeah. I only got a little darker because I got to walk outside to smoke.
It's bright out here today.
That's why I get them transition glasses. They turn into sunglasses in the sunlight.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I wanted transition glasses.
Do you wear glasses?
No, when I did, I wore prescription glasses from age 5 to 16, I think.
You just said fuck it.
Like my eyes actually, the eye doctor was like, "Oh, I'm surprised your eyes actually have kind of healed themselves." And so, from 16 up until a couple years ago, I didn't have to wear glasses, and now readers at work. I do accounting stuff, so lots of numbers and spreadsheets.
Yeah, I keep getting told that my eyesight hasn't changed for like the last 18 years.
So you just can keep using the same glasses if you need to. Yeah,
I got like 5 pairs of backups at my house.
you have to.
Oh, you going? Oh, let's go in for your yearly eye exam, which is like every 3 years. Because let's be honest, bills.
Even with insurance, that shit's expensive. Or it'll stack
it
up.
comes down to the copay and all that fun stuff and deductibles.
Yeah.
And being an adult sucks.
It does. And then with kids, I mean, your heart's in the right place. Anybody listening, we're not chauvinistic assholes publicly.
Yeah, not publicly. Not that only you'll hear.
But you need to vent once in a while because obviously we love our kids. We're gonna do what's best for them. We're gonna take care of them. All that fun stuff.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those episodes.
But you can still vent. Everybody needs time away from the kids, a little personal time.
Oh yeah,
whether it be video games.
Me and the wife just had a mini honeymoon vacation.
Where'd you go?
We went to Appleton. We got put up at a real nice hotel.
Nice.
Like expensive. It was fancy. It was fancy. No, like
their toilet paper was silk.
dude, the breakfast the next morning for like 2 sandwiches was like $16.
Did it taste like $16?
It's pretty good. It was a damn good sandwich. But I mean,
it's cool that you guys got away for
Yeah.
at least a day or so.
we went out. We watched it at the Ultra Screen where
How
they got
was
some
it?
reclining chairs. Surprisingly good.
Really?
Yeah, like if you were to watch this and
I'm sorry,
never
I did
have
not
seen-
know that Dalton had seen it, so
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm a Stephen King guy, so naturally I want to hear Dalton's thoughts because he has good taste in media.
Well, I mean, you think Pennywise, who comes to mind?
Tim Curry.
Exactly. If people have never seen that movie and they watch the new one, went back to the old one, they say, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Really?
Yeah, because granted it's dated. It's
Well, of course it's dated.
older than we are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. There's more nostalgia that keeps bringing us to the original is the best.
Oh, of course.
But this remake, holy shit. With everything that they can do with movies nowadays compared to 25 years ago.
It's almost too much sometimes. Like I do not enjoy going to movies in 3D.
No, it's a cute gimmick, but
I always end up leaving with like a slight headache. My eyes feel strained. And I saw Avengers in 3D, the first one. And when the Battle of New York starts in 3D, oh,
it's just nothing but sand and dust and shit.
it was. There was just like so much shit 6 inches from my nose. And I'm
look
like,
out for rocks and
yeah,
shit.
you got a pebble in my popcorn,
Nah.
dick. And I don't enjoy it. So, it's not a big deal for me. I mean, like my cell phone has 4K video quality. I've got a 1080p TV. That watching a movie on that looks just fine to me.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes with the newer TVs, I mean, not the fancy ones, obviously, but
The 4K Ultra fourth dimension bullshit.
to give your kids up for adoption to be able to afford it TV.
Yeah. Those ones.
Basically, I can go back to just on this high sense. It was a clearance item, man. I'm a thrifty guy.
Yeah.
If I watch a classic TV show or movie, when I say classic, I'm talking about, like I was watching Roseanne.
I'm sorry.
No, dude, Roseanne's actually awesome. When you're adulting, that show is for people that are adulting.
Oh.
So like you get to see the relationship issues and how they overcome it. Even for the early 90s, they tackled big things like abortion and, gay marriage, stuff like that. Not necessarily gay marriage, but just people who are homosexual, I guess. They're like, oh, this person's gay.
Yeah, like, oh well.
Yeah.
Just life issues,
Like-
rather than, exploding puppets on Power Rangers.
Exactly it. But so, you like I watched Roseanne, and with the frame is different, so it looks a little awkward on the TV, but otherwise most of those shows and movies still stand the test of time as long as it's not redone.
Oh, well, what I think a lot of it is that because when the HD TVs like first came out, like it was brand new, like when Blu-rays just started,
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I couldn't physically watch it. Caddyshack, one of the greatest movies of all time. I could not watch it because it had the like soap opera effect.
Yep.
I think that's what it's called now, where everything seems like the background is solid, everything's lighted weird, the people are out in the foreground. It just doesn't work.
Even with somewhat newer shows like That 70s Show, you could tell that the walls looked a little too fake.
Yeah.
Like certain things about it, you could start to see the flaws in the sets. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, back when you're on a tube TV, yeah. Oh,
Looked
look,
fine.
a living room.
Yeah.
But as soon as you add that high definition, dude, even actresses, porn stars, stuff like that, the better these...
What's porn?
I don't know.
I heard about it once, I think.
I don't know, some Republican, Senator Ted Cruz, his Twitter account, they accidentally liked some incest porn, so he was in the news.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other thing I don't follow is politics.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of changed as I like mature and relax a little bit, because I like the to each their own approach on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you're into stuff that I'm not into, vice versa, whatever the case may be, but do you, bro?
Oh, you like Norwegian death metal? I'm more of a Dutch man myself. That's cool.
There you go. And so...
Go play your goddamn accordion. It's fine. Whatever.
But a lot of people being appalled. They're like, oh my God, they liked a porn video. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like, should have been sneakier about that.
Somebody didn't delete their history.
Yeah, because to me, it's no big deal. Like, am I supposed to expect these people in these various situations?
You're upset because they're human?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't care. Like, yes, this person's a politician. Politician got urges too.
Yeah, same thing with, actors and actresses and shit like that. It's like, oh, Brad Pitt and Angelina are going to break up. So fucking what?
Yeah, well, I wish them both the best, man.
I don't know if it's happening. It was probably one of them tabloid things. They're like, when Bat Boy was around? It's like, so what? Just let him be a freaky kid in a cave. It's cool. Whatever. That's some 90s shit for you.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so I'm a little vintage overall then, going back to like TVs, movies, stuff like that. Granted, the movies and shows we were growing up with, much better on a tube TV. Some of them are almost unwatchable on a higher definition screen. Even playing the Nintendo 64 on a 50-inch HD TV, Pixel Nation, man.
Yeah.
As my cousin once said when we were playing Super Nintendo on his 52-inch or 55-inch screen, he goes, "Oh man, it's almost like the graphics are so bad it's hurting the TV."
I have no wrong thing to say about video games. Mainly because of nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's...
I mean, it's still playing with my kids.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't look as good when I was a kid, I'm like...
Hey kids, why don't you check out Spyro 1, where it's just like a fucking triangle and stuff.
Exactly.
Or
how bad GoldenEye looks now.
Oh my God.
But still fun to play.
Yeah. Because that's what we grew up with. It's what we're used to, Like you see on YouTube or whatever, kids react.
Yep.
Or I'm sure you've seen
for the music ones, like Tommy Lee was on there and stuff. Yeah.
Or like you seen that one little video clip, probably staged, where the parent hands their kid a cassette tape and like, oh, there's music in it.
I don't think
he's like putting it to his ear and shit like that. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like he hand a 9-year-old a fucking Walkman once and see what they do.
Oh God. I even hated Walkmans.
Oh, they sucked. They were horrible.
The CD player edition Walkman, oh my God. Because you'd be like, wow, this is great. I can go jogging and listen to music. And then you realize you got like a compact PlayStation 1 hooked up to you.
If you've ever seen The Goldbergs, it's a TV show. I forget what channel it's on.
It's been on my radar, didn't watch yet.
So it's about a family of Jewish people. It doesn't really matter, except it comes up at Christmas time. And they got their first Walkman. If you've never owned one, it is the exact what they do with it is the exact of what it does. As oh yeah, let's go jogging and listen to music. Oh, you can't really walk faster; it'll start skipping.
Yeah.
You can't really stand still; it'll start skipping. You can't set it down, or it'll start skipping.
You can't have it, or it'll start skipping.
Oh yeah, like your Nintendo techniques to get it to work right. You gotta blow it just right.
Even though it says "do not blow in cartridge."
Yeah,
that's the biggest lie ever.
Everybody did it.
Even my kids. If I'm on the phone with somebody and the kids want to play a Super Nintendo game, it's not working. You'll hear, "Daddy blowing it." Try it now, kids. Yeah, it works.
Oh, or like using your shirt to clean discs.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it. You'll scratch it. Yeah, it's fine.
I remember my brother had one of those on the cheaper end, the disc cleaners, where you just stuck the disc in. When really all that's doing is like kind of shaving the disc down a little bit at a time.
Oh, like
one of those.
The actual disc cleaner, not like a head cleaner where it's just a DVD with brushes on it.
Yeah.
The eye cleaner, that's what they're called.
The eye cleaner. But yeah, so he would actually put it in this machine, turn it on, and it would spin it while it was doing its thing.
Oh, it fixes scratched discs. No, it makes them razor thin.
And if I remember right, it got to the point where it was so thin that it snapped. Such a piece of shit.
Well, let's see. Maybe if you put, fucking Spyro back in its case when you're done with it.
Yeah, it might help.
Not take it to the beach with you.
Biggest complaint of growing up with a brother and both playing video games when it went to discs instead of cartridges is you were always finding the wrong disc in the wrong case.
Oh, God. Yeah, I nipped that in the bud at home with the kids.
Did you? Oh, the kids were doing it?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're kids.
Yeah.
They do what they do. You find one out of its case, on the fucking dresser 20 feet away.
Hey, guys, make sure to put it back in the case.
Yeah, or like they have their own collection of DVDs, stuff like that. It's like, all right, well, why don't you watch Minions? Oh, it's not in there. Where is it? I don't know. That sucks.
Yeah.
And you got to look at every single DVD player in the house. And I think we have like 5 of them now.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see where the hell Minions is.
Yep. Turn it on, open it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids, they would break some DVDs here and there, and then they'd go tell me to buy a new one. So like if it's lost or broken, no, that's a learning lesson for you right there. Like, no, you wanted to watch that movie and didn't take care of it, so next time what are you going to do? Put it back in the case when I'm done? There you go, pal. There you go.
Yeah. A little asshole dad action here. When we were at the hotel, one of my daughters had a DS game sitting out, and like we're eating out all the time, so like the dresser she had it on was kind of sticky, and I'm like, you know what, this is not okay. I'm gonna take this, and I'm telling you why, because it's not in this case. It could get wrecked, broken, lost, whatever.
Not really cheap either.
I felt like such an asshole because I forgot about it. It's been like 2 months she hasn't had that game, and I forgot where I put it because I didn't have anywhere. I didn't have the case for it. Nothing. I put it in one of my PS4 boxes. In a game I haven't played since the hotel, and so the wife the other day, she's like, "Oh, you should probably think about giving that back. She's been doing really good. She's got more responsibilities and stuff like that." Like, fuck, where did I put it?
I'll think about it.
No, I remembered what I had in the hotel, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna open fucking everything because I don't remember where I put it. She thought I put it in my wallet. Like, there's no way. I sit on my wallet all day, every day. It's gonna get wet. It's gonna get gross. So I found it and I gave it back to her.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, a couple months late, but she should learn her lesson.
Otherwise, I'll lose another one of her games.
Yeah, right? Oh, no. I left Zootopia out. Shit, I'm not gonna get that back till Christmas.
At least then you could gift wrap it.
Yeah, here you go. You learned your lesson.
Your
Merry
Christmas present is forgiveness.
Oh, that's just a cop out. That's not cool.
No, it's not. So, I guess with the path I've traveled, I've been dealing with the classics, and then I didn't have a good enough computer to play with.
You don't buy two things. Why do you have two Star Wars racers for 64?
That was an accident. I was messed up, and I was like, yeah, I don't have that one anymore. I should get it. And then as soon as it arrived, same day, I found the other one. Oh, no, I think that was because there was a couple games like that, I think. But that one was, I ordered the Nintendo 64 and it came with the game. Oh. And then after I talked to my mom about it, she goes, well, you can have the one that we've had. We don't play it. I'm like, okay. So I have two Nintendo 64s and 2 copies of Pod Racing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Do you have Pod Racing?
No.
You want it?
No.
Okay.
You know how many times I've bought the same Zelda game?
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you forget about it, or do you just
no?
You just love the game?
I love it. You know, Ocarina of Time came out on Nintendo 64.
Oh, on different platforms.
Yeah,
oh,
I own
okay.
it for 64. I have it. I just bought it for 3DS for the second time. I lost it in a move. I have it on my computer. I bought it on my Wii a long time ago. You know,
Dang.
Yeah.
But they are that fun. Zelda is still my all-time favorite franchise.
I have 2 Breath of the Wilds. One of them's for Wii U. The other one I just bought a Switch.
Nice.
Yeah, the Switch, it's all right.
I know you wanted to primarily focus on Destiny, but...
Oh, we were talking about Destiny. Shit.
Yeah, if you want to wrap back around to that. Because you had talked about the last scene, which we had spoilered out for 30 seconds.
Yeah, we're not going to do it again.
Not going to do it again. But overall gameplay, is it pretty smooth as far as the user interface, more or less?
Yeah.
Like everything you can expect from a shooter game?
Well, it's like a space shooter, so there's, energy weapons and stuff like that. You're not
more,
firing off 9 mils.
More sci-fi on it?
Yeah.
But overall, what do you think of the gameplay then? You loving it?
Yeah. I mean, it's technically a free MMO. You don't have to pay for Destiny servers.
Really?
Like you're already paying for internet.
Uh-huh.
You're already paying for Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, whatever. We're not going to add another fee.
Awesome.
I'm not sure if that's the same on PC.
Ooh, that's
because
a good
Blizzard
question.
has the servers for Destiny 2.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, like somebody clicked the wrong button on Steam and released it on there. I'm pretty sure Blizzard is like the sole owner for server usage on that game.
Oh, so they got themselves a nice hosting contract on that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that bought it on Steam and then were very, very disappointed when they got refunded their money.
And then
because it wasn't supposed to be on Steam.
Did it blank from their computers then? Like they couldn't access it?
Well, Steam refunded their money. They're like, we don't have rights to this game. We can't legally sell it to you.
So do the people get to
use
keep the
Blizzard
game though? Or was it?
Steam's like a digital download thing, and it was for pre-orders.
I suppose it only digitally downloads to their player, so then they would just remove it from the network altogether, and then they're.
Yeah, it was a deal.
It was a deal. Yeah, sorry to get hung up on that. But do you have any complaints about Destiny 2? Like any gripes with it, or is it all around just kick ass?
It's pretty baller. I mean, granted, there's not a whole lot to do once you've achieved the top.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like a gear grind.
Yeah.
You go and let's do some heroic events that are randomly popping up around the world. I mean, it's a lot of repetition, same as in any MMO. That's main gripe I have with it. But it's doing it in a way where instead of giving you everything all at once, it gives you stages. The raid is brand new, a week out after launch. Give people enough time to gear up and get ready and stuff like that. You have to have a certain power level in order to do harder things.
Okay.
And so it gives you inspiration to keep going. It gives you the drive to like, oh, I gotta get better. I gotta get better. I gotta play nonstop.
Gets you sucked into that incentive program.
Oh yeah, I've been on vacation all week, and like 2-3 days of the last week, I've done nothing but play that game until like midnight or 2 in the morning. Still waking up at 6-7 o'clock.
Whew. I haven't done that in a long time.
Oh yeah.
I'm like too pampered now. It's like, well, if I don't get my beauty rest,
Well, that was
I'm just gonna be out of sorts at work
the
tomorrow.
last time we were allowed to do that or able to do that. Hell, we were working part-time jobs.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have living at home. We didn't have shit to do. Like, oh,
I was in college, and yeah, I had a part-time job where I worked 1 day a week.
yeah. It's like, oh, sorry guys, I can't play today. The only day of the week because I gotta go make $7.25 an hour.
No, I was 10 at the time, so
Oh damn, dude, nice.
that's why it was worth keeping it for the 1 day a week because they were pretty flexible. So like when I was out of college, they let me bump it up to 20. So I was working like 1 5-hour shift per week, and then once the semester was over, up to 20, and then the video games went bye-bye because I didn't have the console. Like my most recent console is an Xbox 360 that a friend gave me.
That's not bad though.
No, it's
You can still play Dark Souls 1 and 2.
don't tempt me, Dalton. Do not tempt me.
Hell, Dark Souls 1 was free.
My
for a
job's
while.
gonna be calling like, we haven't seen Doug in a couple days. Like, just a shell of a man on the couch. Like, but why?
Yeah, well, you're gonna start like velcroing yourself to the couch. You're just gonna melt into it. You're gonna miss work for a week.
I don't know.
Stop shaving.
It's a fairly nice couch, but I don't know if I want to spend that much time on it. Get bed sores from the Velcro and stuff.
It's worth it.
It would be, because just from what I've heard and seen from Dark Souls 2, like, hot damn, that's where I was going with, like, with the classic video games, lesser graphics, and then even my computer wasn't capable of playing my games on optimum quality or high quality even, so I was playing low quality. Like,
oh yeah.
Like it looks
I've done that for so long.
like the creep in StarCraft didn't look like the animated creep. It looked like a kindergartner's drawing of a jelly sandwich
It's a moving square.
across the map. Like, this square has a shadow on it. Is something burrowed under there? And so I don't know. For me, if I were to play a modern game, I feel like I would deal with some sensory overload for how sharp the graphics are, how vivid the displays are, how epic it can be on some things.
It can be. It depends on the game, though, because you got games like, for instance, there's Wind Waker, another Zelda title. A lot of people hated it because it was cartoony graphics.
Yeah, they scaled it back.
Yeah, but that allowed them to have less frame rate issues.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Oh, look at each blade of grass has its own charismatic way about it.
Because at the time,
some shit like
Nintendo they weren't huge on like the computer capabilities. Nintendo's always been more story driven.
Yeah.
And character development. So it's not like, amping up the visuals in like Call of Duty and then releasing a new title every year.
Or, Battlefield, where I think I rented a Battlefield game many, many years ago, and I was going to play split screen with a friend of mine. Mm-hmm. Oh, the graphics are too good. You can't split screen.
What?
Yeah, like, so much detail in the game. If you were to cut it in half, the HDMI would take a shit.
Wow.
Like, it wouldn't even allow you to do split screen.
So,
I took it back.
I probably would too. Like, what's the point then?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not about really graphics. It's more the story that drives me, as a gamer. Granted, graphics are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
If you can see every blade of grass, more power to you.
Yep.
But I don't
isn't
need
even the
to.
newest Zelda game pretty vivid?
Breath of the Wild is amazing. I mean, it's still kind of pastel in a way. Like, it's not super sharp, vivid detail, but there's just enough that that's what's happening.
To me, Nintendo took a route that's more cutesy, but can still be taken very seriously.
It's because Nintendo is the family console.
Yeah.
They
always have been.
Yeah. There's never really been a very gory Nintendo game, aside from like maybe Mortal Kombat before they cleaned them up. You get a Japan import.
Yeah, some of the classic games when it wasn't really a big deal, like the blood in video games.
It wasn't an issue, but Nintendo's always been the everyone brand.
Yep.
You can probably count on one hand how many mature titles it's had, like Bayonetta, Mad World. That's about it. Yeah.
You can only have 2 fingers and count them all on one hand. But yeah, and to me it makes sense for Nintendo then, instead of getting into the competition of we need the better graphics, like we need the person to be immersed. When their character gets cut, we want them to feel pain. So they're able to take that step back. They can put less money into like the actual graphics of it. I'm sure they're paying their writers pretty well for these games.
Well, the Switch has a lot of potential to it. That's like Nintendo's newest console.
Are you able to fill us in on that for like 90 seconds while I pee?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. This is just like Joe Rogan's podcast where people just get up and pee in the middle of it. No pausing.
Does that make me Joe Rogan?
Yep, you're Joe Rogan.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to go make some bad career choices and work for UFC.
I want to put a urinal in my house.
But the Nintendo Switch, I'm going to act like Doug's still here.
I can still hear you. In fact, you'll probably hear me pee a little bit.
Nobody can hear you. The Nintendo Switch, it's Nintendo's newest thing. It has its own docking system to plug it onto a TV. Probably one of the best methods or best ways to get that scenario going. It's this little plastic bit. It's got an HDMI port in the side, and it like loops out very, very easily. It's not a pinched cord at all, unless you plug it into your TV weird. But it's also a handheld, a less bulkier Wii U with better graphics. The controls, in my opinion, are not the greatest. It just takes some adjusting to get my hands in the right spots. How the joysticks are usually right by your thumbs and buttons off to the side. Well, that's true on the left side of the Wii or the Switch, where you got your thumbstick down here and directional pad off to the side. On the right hand side, there's buttons down here and a joystick up top. So it just needs it needs a little bit more adjustment. I'm more of I always use thumbsticks to change camera angles. I'm a weird gamer like that.
Are you the inverted controller type too?
Hell no. I'm way too dumb to do that.
But
push down to look up.
I never really look in, like when a new console comes out, I never look into it too much, not out of lack of interest, but just because I'm pretty fiscally conservative. I mentioned I was thrifty, but Nintendo intrigued me with the versatility of the Switch.
The Switch itself, it's a portable console, basically.
Yeah, and I had to wrap my head around that. I was working at Verizon. Like, I'm into the latest technology, researching what Samsung's doing with computer chips and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, we got a video game that you can play on your TV, or you can walk around and play it. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah. And one of the main things that, one of the main games that Switch is going to have, granted it's an older game, but it's going to sell a lot. Fucking Skyrim.
I heard that basically they're going to be putting out Skyrim on the Switch.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot more games, a lot of these games that have a lot of detail, and the cartridge itself is smaller than the DS ones. Like, it's a fucking beer tab.
How are they going to, like, is maintaining the visual quality, or are they going to have to dumb it down for the Switch?
The Switch has better graphic settings than the Wii U did. And once you played, like, Monster Hunter on the Wii U, just imagine where it's going to go with the Switch. I mean, it's got the capabilities to have, better than 360 video graphics, better than 360 sound.
Does it really?
Yeah, I mean, you can put, it's going to be kind of the same sound.
I'm like still thinking of Nintendo from like a Wind Waker approach when really I played. Didn't get to finish it because I'm a fool, but Twilight Princess.
I just rebought that.
Twilight Princess on the Wii looked pretty damn good.
It did.
And so...
Hell, I think Twilight Princess looked good on the GameCube.
Yeah.
Because I think that's when it first... Or it came out for the GameCube as well, didn't it?
I don't remember. I thought maybe it did on the tail end.
I thought so. I thought it was like you can get it for GameCube or the Wii.
Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
He's got to ask Siri.
Google voice search. I don't do Siri.
About
That's not Siri.
Zelda Twilight Princess HD.
I don't like that it talks out loud.
No. The HD is the Wii U one or whatever. But still, it was a great game. Great graphics at the time. It was the launch title for the Wii. Just as Breath of the Wild is for the Switch.
Yeah.
Such an amazing game. I beat it on the Wii U.
I got a little salty when you told me you were playing it.
It's...
Because by me not keeping up with consoles, here comes another Zelda game. And then I'm sitting here jonesing for some Zelda action. Y'all got any more than Twilight Princess?
What I like about this Zelda is a lot of what people hate about it. This
Which is
like the first one where it's had actual voice acting.
Oh, other than just...
they gave... Yeah. Well, Link still doesn't speak.
Yeah.
And you can't like change the name to be like, oh, it's me in the story. Yay! They have my name in text.
Oh, it's just Link now?
Yeah. It's just Link. They gave
I can
Princess
deal with
Zelda a
that.
voice. A lot of people hate it because it's like, I don't know, British or something like that.
Well,
But-
royalty.
Yeah. They're just... People are getting bitchy about the wrong things. You know, oh, they're not supposed to have voices, or oh, you're supposed to have, you know, go to this dungeon.
Well,
get the
Nintendo
item,
could have
go to this
used
dungeon, get the
Asian
item.
voiceover actors. Yeah, what would you have thought then? You know?
I'm sure they did.
Well, yeah, for their releases, more than likely.
But it's an open world Zelda game.
I heard the map is just incredibly huge.
It's big. It's very big for Nintendo standards.
Like,
I think it got compared to like being bigger than, you know, like Liberty City or something like that.
really?
It got compared to some Grand Theft Auto game.
I thought it
or
was pretty close
Skyrim.
to Skyrim, yeah, is what I was hearing.
It's definitely big. A lot of people are bitching about that too because there's not, you know, constant action throughout. Like you can run across a field for 20 minutes and not see a goddamn thing.
Wow.
You know, like you can go through 2-3 day night cycles and not run into a soul. You know, well, granted, you're probably running around in a fucking desert.
So, what do they do now for like any sort of fast travel? Can you still like warp with?
Yeah. You get like a little magic tablet that you can bring up your map and go to certain spots that you've already been to.
Right on.
You know, kind of Fallout style or
Yeah.
Skyrim, whatever.
Because any of those open world games like that. Yeah. Like Ocarina of Time, even back then, if you were just running. Because once you started getting the songs to warp and stuff like that.
You ain't running no more.
No. Like, even the idea of using Epona to run across the field, I'm
God.
like, why do that when I can just, like, nope, I'm going to the Temple of Time. Deuces.
Yep.
Leave your horse at Lake Hylia.
Yeah, there's none of that nonsense in here. There's no music making gimmicks, you know, like I've been in every other Zelda game. There's just
It was fun while it lasted, but eventually your character's got to change.
yeah, and a lot of people don't like it because it has changed. You know, you don't have to go to the forest temple before you can go to the fire temple. You can go wherever the fuck you want. You can go fight the end boss like within 20 minutes if you wanted to.
Probably not a good idea, but
Yeah,
you
you're not gonna have a good time. It may take you 3 hours to try and maybe whittle them down. But there's also the factor of weapon durability. You know, like you can pick up like up to, I don't know, maybe 12 weapons to start off with. You know, like fucking from a tree branch to a giant halberd. Same thing with shields, bows. You use it enough, it's gonna break. And when it breaks, it's gone.
Really?
Yeah, but you can always
Limited resources.
you can always find new things. Like, you know, if you kill an enemy, you might drop something. You know, random ass chests laying out around the huge map.
So no more of this. I found this in the Kokiri forest, and I
Yeah.
shall keep it to my grave.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, I have the hook shot now. I can go onto rooftops.
Yeah.
What gives a fuck?
Now I can find those chickens that are on the roofs.
You can climb on roofs now. I climb. It's got a lot of the main places of the Zelda universe. Like there's even the Temple of Time in fucking Hyrule, where you are in Breath of the Wild. I climbed to the top of it.
Whoa.
I climbed to the top of.
Do they add a little depth like Assassin's Creed style then? So you can just like climb exteriors and stuff?
Yeah, you can climb anything, really.
Whoa.
It gives you a stamina bar. Once that depletes, you fall, and you could die from falling. One of the key items that you have to get is a paraglider, like a little parachute. Because where you start off, it's like, 10 stories up. If you fall off of that, you ain't coming back.
There's no do-over, just game over. Thanks for playing.
From the time that I bought the game and I sat down and I started playing, I survived maybe 6 minutes. I got killed like before I could do anything.
So they've
By
made
a
the game more
weak enemy.
difficult?
Yeah.
Wow.
And since I got it on the Switch, I've been doing the master mode, which I have only been able to kill like 4 enemies. And I have like 3 hours in this game.
Jeez.
I keep getting killed because it makes everything super hard right off the get-go.
So in a way, like we were talking about Power Rangers, how, the marketing strategy of that, like they're keeping the same marketing strategy, but they have found their demographic. They're looking for those kids like
Yep.
age 4 through 12, and 12's even pushing it there. They're just continually marketing to that age group, whereas Nintendo took something we loved from way back in the day, and now the game has essentially grown up with us.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, have you ever gotten into Metroid?
Never got into Metroid too hard, but like Super Smash Brothers, Samus that's my player.
Well, they on 9/15, which was a week ago.
Yeah.
Wink, 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 wink. Samus Aran has a new game. It's a new Metroid game for the 3DS. It looks to be pretty baller.
I have not. I heard it was coming back, but I did not actually see any, screenshots or anything from the game.
Oh, I just saw TV trailers basically, but it looks nice. Looks like they've done it well.
When was the last time they had a Metroid game? Because they don't necessarily do a
GameCube?
Metroid on a
No,
GameCube, was it?
I think so. GameCube or the
Or
Wii.
even earlier, maybe?
The Wii,
Or
I
the
think, was
Wii?
the last one. But then again, that was also like fucking maybe 10 years ago.
I think that's one of their titles that, your diehard Nintendo people tend to like.
Yeah.
But it's not as big as, say Mario.
Well, I saw some like picture once where it was it's the 20-year anniversary of Nintendo, and you got Mario and Link and Princess Peach and all these other people like partying. Yoshi's there, they're all having a good time, and then there's Samus in the corner with a little cupcake. because Metroid is one of those titles that kind of gets pushed back.
It gets put on the shelf a lot.
It wasn't, it's not like a Mario namesake where Mario does fucking everything. I think there's like Mario bobsled races or some shit out there.
Yeah.
It's that
Dr. Mario, like going around popping pills.
Mario does everything. You
The
play
only
a
thing he
Zelda game,
doesn't
you're gonna
do
play a
is
Zelda
plumbing.
game. I think they finally came out and said that he's not a plumber anymore.
Yep. It's going to free him up.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
But I mean, Samus Aran has a way about her, a sassy kind of fucking.
As far as Nintendo goes, there's some sex appeal there.
Yeah, the first one. She's like the Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. She's like that type of character, and you need to take time to develop that type of character and put her into something new. Because there was one game that they had, I think it was like a Fusions Metroid. I don't know. One of the later ones didn't go over so well because they made her too
Yeah.
like she gave her too much more of an attitude than sass,
Yeah.
and could be one of the reasons why there's not as many Metroid games as even look.
So just basically creator mistakes in decision making.
Yeah, or it could have even come up with writer's block or whatever. Like, oh, how do we progress the story? I don't know. We'll circle back to it, and then gets forgotten about for 6 months.
Because you got to take her seriously. Just look at her suit. She's like, she's a total badass.
Like the only living organism that's not all fucked up.
Yeah.
My foot got your chair.
And these chairs have
Scared me a little bit.
The kids have kind of broken them in, and so like
This one still squeaks.
I've got 4 chairs, and so I went through and like this one I can recline any direction. It seems Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, son.
You can go around town.
But so I didn't want you to have this one because anytime you like moved off to the side a little bit, you'd feel like the chair broke in half. Then I did try to WD-40 because one spring squeaks on another one. Somehow it made it worse.
How does that work? Did you loosen it up so now there's 2 wires touching each other?
Right. But so yeah, eventually, if this thing gets up to where we're running ads so we can generate a little bit of revenue, going to be some studio upgrades, such as a couple office chairs so we can actually sit up and... Because, I mean...
One beanbag chair we have to share.
There is one sound check, one beanbag chair. I have 2 cars beanbag chairs for the kids in their room. We could just sit on the floor, get real close like.
Yeah.
And, man, I know you wanted to talk about Destiny, but I love Nintendo.
Yeah, well,
And we talk...
I love gaming. It's just...
In general, yeah.
You can't keep me focused on one.
Because, even if I have a gripe about a game and somebody swears by it, they're a diehard fan, they love a game, cool. It's a game. They love it. Play it. Doesn't mean I got to shit on it.
Right.
But if they're a dick, I'll shit on it.
Why can't you just let people be happy?
Yeah, just let people be happy. Like, I used to have hardline opinions, and now it's just kind of like, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
Cool, man. You have fun with that. Right now, I'm looking at your hot sauce line.
No.
You brought some hot sauces. We agreed not to do them while we're recording this, though, just in case one of us...
It's for safety. I don't know how to work your computer.
My esophagus disintegrated. Because you had recently had me watch But
Hot
First
Ones.
We Feast,
Yeah,
right?
First We Feast, Hot Ones series.
Where basically the host has celebrities sit down, and it's a cool system the way he's got it set up. Like, basically you gotta, you start at the bottom of the Scoville system, not even the bottom of it.
Like Tabasco.
Yeah.
Tabasco level heat.
And then so you eat one wing with that, then gets asked a question. And if you can get all the way through, usually 10 rounds, isn't it?
12.
12, excuse me.
I think it's 12.
And so if you can get through all the rounds, then you get a plug.
For 30 seconds.
For a 30 seconds.
If you can breathe.
So, like, the whole point, obviously, is to be on the show and eat the wings and look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, look, hell, one video can have like 2 million views in a week.
Yeah.
You want to hype up a movie, there you go.
And basically what you did was you had Bobby Lee shit his pants in your studio.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had to hose that sumbitch down.
Or, I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan's podcast, and he has, Joey Diaz has his own podcast, but the episode you showed me with him in there, holy, dude was sweating so hard. And I guarantee...
He had sweat down to his belly button on his shirt.
They give him a towel, and he was still just soaking. But, they go up pretty dang hot. Not to the, not like Dragon's Breath pepper hot, but because that you're getting into the millions.
A lot of their later ones are more habanero. Mm-hmm.
They had the
a pepper that's
357.
not gonna kill you.
Yeah, basically it's still safe for human consumption.
Almost took out Tom Arnold though.
Yeah. Wow, man. Like he zoned out for a minute there.
A lot of them do, but then again, you watch ones where people are not even fazed by it. Russell Brand's an episode that. He's all right, whatever. It's cool.
Like mind over. That guy's, he's an anomaly.
He's a vegetarian or vegan. One of the two, because he's got the soy wings. They
Yep.
do that for them non-meat eaters.
Yeah, it's it's nice for them to accommodate if they
Yeah.
want to be on the show. Otherwise, you could be a total boss like Rachel Ray.
Yeah, she's just taking little spoonfuls.
Yeah, literally just like. Yeah, that
Oh,
one's got some heat.
It's because she's wing biased.
Yeah,
She only eats like the little drumstick ones.
drummies or no Rachel Ray at that chicken party.
Yup.
Harsh, man.
Well, I mean, if you're a world-class cook, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Well, yeah, exactly it. Because you know what? She's still going to wake up tomorrow with a multi-million-dollar house.
Yeah. Your opinion does not matter to her.
Yeah. Realizing that, my life changed. But even with you, it's like you essentially are the one that exposes me to like some current games and then YouTube videos because, man, I don't even know how to look for a good video on YouTube. I'll watch like 10 videos in a row that I think are just absolute garbage. And it turns out the 11th one is like a winner. But
I
don't
just
get to
find
see it.
random shit.
Yeah, but you seem to find it well. Like even Good Mythical Morning. Like you've opened me up to a world on YouTube that, and part of it is because when we first started doing this podcast, I was throwing some pictures of us up, uploading it to YouTube, and all the videos got flagged. And I just checked last week, and I still cannot access YouTube with my podcast Gmail.
How did it get flagged?
Somebody flagged it as spam, and I filed an appeal with YouTube and, well, basically Google.
Yeah.
And so then they just suspended my account indefinitely. And
Just make a new one.
that was like October of 2015. But, that was the one that was actually linked to my podcast Gmail. It's like, now I got to make a new one. Dang it. I don't want to.
Just use that other company that you had.
Oh, damn.
I forgot the password to that email, man. A long time ago.
I think it's got to still exist out there.
I'm sure it is Google.
Yeah, but it's just that project eventually just kind of lost interest in. Like,
Well,
was
I
the
mean-
goose worth the gander kind of thing?
Oh, the whole YouTube thing. I don't know how people can make money on it. I mean, unless you're one of these big name YouTube stars. PewDiePie.
He's been under a lot of fire.
Now they all get under fire eventually.
Well, he dropped the N-bomb while he was doing some
And
Twitch
John
style stuff.
Trad said some stuff about Jewish people, I think. I don't know. They took him out of ukulele.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like a Banjo-Kazooie type game where they didn't really speak words. They just...
Yeah.
Well, John Tron was one of the voices. He said something on a YouTube rant, got blown out of proportion, or I don't even know what it was. But Nintendo's like, no, we can't have you on this. Or maybe it was Rare, whoever made the goddamn game. Like, no, you're under too much fire right now. We can't have your name associated with this project.
The companies can do what the companies want to do, but it is just the first instinct is to pull out.
But
Like,
again,
nope, endorsement done.
these YouTubers, that's like their main income.
Yeah.
If they're a really well-established YouTuber, if you know the name off of fucking whatever,
Yeah.
if you've watched 10 videos in succession of the same person, they're pretty well established. That's how they make their money.
Yep.
They don't have other jobs, and they're watched all day long like normal, real celebrities.
Yeah. Because I don't remember what it is, but once one of your videos hits a certain number on YouTube, you start getting royalties off of it.
Yeah, it all comes down to like watch times.
Yeah.
But
They have algorithms.
yeah, and it's unfair to a lot of things.
Algorithms. Well, yeah.
Because it used to just be like how many views you get. If you get this many views within a week, they write you a 30-cent check.
Well, yeah, because now if you have like a 30-second video and somebody watches the whole thing and that gets up to that point.
Yeah, in order.
Oh, well, 100% view rating, They're watching through the whole 30-second video as opposed to like a 25-minute
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And if it's a 25-minute thing, like most of my YouTube videos are, because I played, the Link to the Past random, and I got The Last Guardian up on there. Almost full playthrough. I did a little on Twitch at one point in time. But like the main one that I had, dude, there's a video I posted 10 years ago, and it has like in the thousands of views, like tens of thousands.
Wait, is that the video with you and your brother?
Yeah.
What was it called again?
I don't know if I can say it because it's technically copyrighted.
Really? By who?
An
entity?
There was a Jackie Chan movie that's called Twin Dragons. Yeah. That was one of the things that got flagged for. It also got flagged for music that I used. It's funny though. In the second one that I made that has significantly less views, the whole video got muted because of a Rammstein song that I had on there.
Oh.
Somebody complained like, "Oh, you don't have rights to this music," and I also used a In Flames song.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at the inquiries about my videos, like where it's getting flagged, and
Neighbors.
it's like, okay, you can't use the Rammstein song because somebody from some other computer says you can't. But if you ever get money off of this video, you're gonna give a percentage of it to In Flames. like if I get money from it, I gotta give a chunk to them for having the rights or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially I just muted the first like 15-30 seconds. But the first one has like, I don't know, 200 some thousand views. But I'm not gonna make any money off of it. I never will. I was just doing the YouTube thing for fun.
Yeah.
It's hard to get into unless you have people that will watch it, entertaining, kind of like this shit.
Yeah. I mean, with the
monetization's a bitch.
With the podcast though, I don't know if putting it up on YouTube is like worthwhile, since I only do an audio podcast.
Yeah, where it's like,
because it started with the podcast, but it quickly went to videocast and
hey, maybe one day,
yeah, maybe one day.
Look at Joe Rogan. He's doing
Hey, he started
Fear
with
Factor.
He started. Huh? I just got a text from somebody. I got distracted by my phone in the middle of a recording. That is taboo.
Mine's still in my pocket. It's been going off like crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're a better man than I.
Yeah,
monetize. Yeah, it's just
one
the
day you'll get there.
videocast. Yeah, Joe Rogan actually. He started basically sitting on the couch with his friends with like a laptop. So I started off with a laptop and basically two drum mic stands.
Yeah.
What's what we're recording on right now. They're on sale, man. So basically, I got everything for the setup for this podcast well within $500. Mm-hmm. The most expensive thing was the mixer.
Yeah.
So
you get a little bit of professionalism with an amateur feel.
Yeah, basically it. I call it Rawcast because it's more of an amateur approach.
Yeah.
It's not fine-tuned.
It's relaxed.
It's so relaxed.
Well, we came in today with an agenda, and we've talked about like 15 other fucking things.
Yeah, that's just the way it goes, though.
Plus, we can say whatever we want. We're not censored.
Yeah.
Except with your latest endeavors. Or they have to be marked explicit.
Yeah. Yeah, now that the podcast's up on iTunes, I wanted to be a little more honest because they literally mark them as clean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, they're not clean.
Listen, I know you guys had this set up. It's not what it is. You're going to hear some shit you may not want to hear.
iTunes gets mad, like, dude, you said this was clean. Well, I thought you guys went through and censored them.
Didn't you listen to it?
Yeah, didn't you listen to it?
We heard minute 13 and 47 seconds up to 14 minutes, and I heard fuck. So, no.
Really? I thought that was minute 14.
Oh, fuck me, right?
Yeah, no, I know we kind of want to cover Destiny 2. Like, I'm intrigued by the game. Now I really want to be going on Twitch and checking it out because though somebody for IGN talked some shit about it, big fucking whoop. Usually the more a critic talks shit about something, the more I think I'll like it.
Yeah, it is a limited game. There's only so much you can do.
Well, yeah.
But there's always like something to do. There's public events. They're just random bullshit. Like, oh, they're sending in a drill. Better kill all the guys around it. And it gives you gear at the end. It gives you or money or fucking tokens, whatever you can turn in to get gear. So there's always something to be done on it.
Yep.
It's just a matter of finding people to play with so you can do the higher end shit. It's like taking diehard gamers versus casual gamers. To put it in a way, referencing World of Warcraft, you have your raid finder raiders, and then you have your diehard, like, heroic mythic raiders, where, if you only got a couple hours a day or a couple hours a week to play it, but you want to experience the whole game, you'll do Looking for Raid, LFR. It just randomly groups people together, with a certain build out, like you got 2 tanks, 4 healers, the rest damage dealers. It's going to throw you in there, have at it. You're going to wipe a bunch of times, whatever. You played the game. And then you got your hardcore raiders where they have set times like, all right, guys, Thursday and Friday from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., we're raiding. If you're not there, find somewhere else to fucking game.
Yeah, some of them are diehard.
Yeah, and they progress through each different challenge. You'd fight the same bosses, 4 different times with higher difficulty, but they also like change out their ways that they're doing shit. Like they have more abilities, a lot more health.
Like those are the people that are going to experience the game from every freaking angle.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, I beat him 6 times now.
Now,
only once on Mythic.
Is this going to be one of those games that ends up triggering like live events? Like, you see like BlizzCon.
I'm sure.
You see people getting together. Like naturally, you have your Blizzard, your StarCraft tournaments, stuff like that.
Rockstar right now is doing a little promotional deal for Destiny 2 where you can get loot and shit with codes on the cans.
Oh, man.
It's
Marketing.
that type of a game. Yeah. It's a big game. A lot of people are playing it.
I want to go to some of those events, like BlizzCon especially, since
I'd be too scared.
I don't know if I would play, but I would just love to go. Almost like it'd be like a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But I realized recently that I just need to get out and start doing more stuff. Like I see Dreamhaven, I think it is, a Blizzard live event that they do where they, it's basically part of the World Series of StarCraft or whatever.
Oh, okay, like the World Series gaming.
DreamHack, not Dreamhaven. So it's one of the first event I watched was like in Stockholm, Sweden, called DreamHack. And like watching it, there's like hundreds and hundreds of people here playing StarCraft in this tournament, bunch of people watching. It's like it's a whole event.
Yeah.
It's almost like its own con. And I've never been to a con. And even locally in bigger events, I need to start getting out and about more. And like, going to BlizzCon or Comic-Con would be one of those things. But I'm learning more and more locally, and I know I'm kind of left turning this, but locally, Central Wisconsin is an awesome place where we have all sorts of these events. I know there's actually a local Comic-Con that goes on around here.
Oh, really?
But it's fairly small yet, so I might check it out sometime. Or like I know people that are into like the whole Renaissance Fair LARPing kind of thing.
Yeah.
I might want to go check that out sometime.
I had an opportunity once. I didn't take it.
Yeah.
Some stuff came up. Some things happened. Couldn't go.
Yeah. Same here with college, but then like, I see people doing it.
Education.
Yeah. A lot, that's why I'm sitting in the living room of a trailer. Went
to school for 6 years. Worked in the steel mill.
College is a different story. We'll discuss that another time.
Not with me.
I
don't know.
That's quite all right because I don't even want to talk about it.
All right, back to the cons then.
But so yeah, again, I said this is kind of out of left field because it's getting to be almost October. I have not been to any Oktoberfest. So, like, I know we're kind of drifting away from video games, but it made me think of Comic-Cons, Game Cons.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I like the transition.
It was a stretch, but...
And now it's just been pointed out, so we might as well talk about it.
There was one other topic that we wanted to cover, definitely.
Yeah. It's...
You mentioned this to me the other day, and I had never heard of it, and I'm intrigued. Well, I'm not much of a drinker anymore, but I want to go to check it out.
I don't know how big it essentially is. I know there's people I went to high school with that show up there sometimes, but it's...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't.
No, it's this like German drinking festival in I think Watoma or something like that. Wausau. I don't know, some area that starts with a W. Welcome to Wisconsin.
Those are kind of far apart, though.
I think it might be Watoma. But there's a bar called like the Moose Inn Lodge or something like that. And every year they put up this big, huge tent in the daytime, when the sun's out. They got polka bands, very, very big German stuff. There's German food.
Oh, the Deutsch.
Huh?
God, the neighbors again. Deutsch, German.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Did my neighbors distract you or me looking up?
I mean, if you're going to go to this, expect to see a lot of lederhosen.
It is Watoma.
Yeah. Okay. For like, I don't know how much it is. I think it's like $60, something like that. You pay it, you get a ticket, you show up, you get a mug that you can fill as much as you want. Yeah, drinking beer all night long. And for like $15 more, you can get mixers.
Ooh.
But it is technically an indoor event, so smoking's not allowed inside.
Oh, okay.
Yada, yada, yada.
There's always a catch.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a fun time. There's always like games and stuff to play. Like there's keg toss that I have always failed at. There's a thing called Hammerschlagen.
You're actually playing like beer Olympic sports.
Kinda.
Wow.
Yeah, like
it's like the Highland Games meets alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just all good fun. In the nighttime, there's food to eat, like a lot of food. Bratwurst, schnitzel, beer cheese soup. The only reason I go back there, I don't even like the beer that much. Beer cheese soup.
Kind of beer do they have? Is it like a corporate sponsored event?
It's like their own, the Moosetoberfest brews. I don't know.
Oh, some more like probably local, regional.
Yeah, like
it's not like Bud Light.
No, it's I always ask for light beer because I'm a lightweight, I'm a pussy, whatever. But they have everything from Coors Light style all the way up to like super amber.
Ooh.
Yeah, lagers and stuff like that.
Like Maibach style, or not Maibach, because it'd be
beer
more
you
to
can't
October.
see through.
Yeah, like the black holes of beer.
Yeah,
the stuff I like, the porters and stouts.
Yeah, the Guinness looking dark beers. They have it.
Basically, you buy a 6-pack. It comes with a knife to cut it.
Yeah, or you have to almost chew it because it tastes like bread.
Yeah.
There's I think like 7-8 different types of beer that's there.
I'm slouching so hard.
In the nighttime, they have a DJ that comes on. If you come out, you'll probably see me take my shirt off when they play Everybody's Working for the Weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to.
Some pictures from your wedding.
Well, last year, I was really, really sick. Like almost flu-like. And it's Moosetoberfest day. Better feel better because you got a lot of drinking to do.
You have things to do that day.
Yeah. So I drank like half a bottle of Dayquil. I get out there, I'm feeling miserable. There's snot everywhere. I'm coughing, I'm wheezing. I have a fucking bandana that's almost dripping. And I start drinking. I kept drinking. And this is one of the nights where I remember most of what happened. But I was tapping in and out all night long. Like I come into consciousness and I'm dancing. I'm having a great time for about 5 minutes and then darkness. And then right back. Oh, it's a different song. It was
just like the lights were going out.
Yeah, it just blinking for a really long time.
With my ears closed.
It's one of those things where I need to invest in a GoPro just so I can record my viewpoint of what's happening so I can remember it the next day.
You just came up with an awesome idea.
Because it's so much fun. Like last year they handed out inflatable guitars. I got one and I held onto it all night long. People were taking pictures of me with my shirt on, with my shirt off. Pretty sure I didn't take my pants off because they'll get kicked out.
Oh, shirts are okay, pants stay on.
Yeah.
Remember that, ladies.
Well, even the ladies. I heard somebody may have taken her shirt off that was not a guy. It quickly got put back on, but
Yeah.
it's a drinking festival. You know, there's.
But it sounds pretty fun.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
so it's
I
like
kept hitting my wife in the waist with my beer mug. I was spilling beer left and right. I'm fucking rocking this blow up guitar.
Dang. And so that's every October down in Watoma.
I think it's October. I don't know. It might be closer to November. I'm not sure.
Either
Just
way,
look
it
it
sounds
up.
like a heck of a time. Well, that's what I was doing. And
Yeah, you got your Google machine right there.
but I don't like touching it. See, that's why when we do episodes like this, it ends up being like, well, I don't know. I think it was this, but I'm not sure. Like, maybe I should just hire an intern while college is in session to just sit here and be like, oh, yeah, what was that? Yeah, look that shit up. And then you and I keep talking, and then they can let us know.
Hey, Bill, what was that thing we were talking about? Oh, look it up. Sorry.
Or even somebody to do the sound tech thing actually have headphones so that I don't have to dick around with the sound.
You know an easy way around that? Multiple guests. Like, oh, in the left corner we got Dalton. In the right corner we got Steve.
That is doable. I have one more microphone. It's like, it's just the opportunity hasn't come up, and I only have the 2 mic stands right now.
Well, you'd also have to direct conversation and, like, stick to a plan. Where we tried to stay around Destiny, but we talked about fucking everything.
But no, see, that's the point. Is like sometimes the conversation just flows. It's like, yeah, Destiny sounds like a really awesome game. Like if you enjoy it, I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I want to go to Twitch now because like apparently I've been reluctant to it. Just my blinders on.
I told you last time I was on this show.
About Twitch.
Check out Twitch. Yeah.
You
You
guys.
have to look back to last year. Or something.
I failed as a host.
It's fine. It's a fucking website, dude. I don't expect you to look at it. It's just, I'll just tell you
told
where
you.
it is. Yeah, you know. But
It's over there. Oh, thanks, man.
yeah, twitch.tv. Mm-hmm. Any game you want to watch is probably being played. Like there are first Nintendo games being played.
Dang.
I watched some dude play Zelda 2 for
Really?
like 4 hours one day. Yeah. Huh. And then they got people that are playing competitively. You know, you got people that are streaming like StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm, shit like that, Call of Duty, whatever.
I think you just booked up my weekend. I might have to rearrange my schedule.
Yeah. And, you know, unless you like say something, they really won't know that you're there. Because a lot of the Twitch people do YouTube shit as well. You know, because you got to have a bigger
Yeah.
whatever.
You gotta
and it's just the
diversify.
random clicks that'll find you where you want to be. People make their living playing on Twitch. You know, like it's a job to them. They play for 8 hours, and I don't know. Twitch does a lot of the whatever. Twitch does a lot of these gaming tournaments. It hosts them. Like, you ever hear of Games Done Quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, or you know, they have some charity that they're trying to raise money for, and they just have people play fucking games. You know, a lot of them are speed runners. You know, like, oh, we're going for world record. You know, we're gonna beat Zelda in 1656.
Yeah, we're going to set that record.
Yeah, and people have donated so much money to these things. You know, the benefits alone for, you know, fundraising for charities and things like that. It's amazing. And then there's people that are just sitting on their couch, you know, trying to buy a new fucking chair, and somebody donates $5. All right, yeah, cool. It's an extra income.
Hell yeah.
I'm not sure what the monetization rules for all of Twitch is, but you know, main reason why I like it, if I don't have time or money at the moment to invest into a new game, you know, like, oh, I want to know how fucking the new Star Fox looks.
Yeah. You can check it out because at the very least, you'll know if you want to buy it later.
Yeah, and even if you don't have the money, you can still, oh, look at this fucking idiot. He's turning into a wall.
Yeah.
You know? And stuff like that. You know, like, it gives you the feel of seeing a game played not in like a professional way. You like there's everyday people. Like I said, I've been on it.
Yeah.
Just playing games. The Zelda community is great on there. For speed running and stuff like that. But I sat down one day and I spent 3.5 hours watching a dude just casually play Ocarina of Time. Not a lot got done. Maybe went to the Deku tree.
In a way, for me, that as long as I kind of say I was doing something else like minor that
you're balancing your fucking checkbook. You want something on TV.
I was thinking about the minor comment from way back at the beginning of this, but basically having somebody casually play that, it's still gonna hit that nostalgic spot with me.
Yeah,
where
you're actually seeing the game being played.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be me at the controls. It's just that's feel good right there.
I watched
even if dude's
Twitch
playing baseball with Ganondorf in Hyrule Castle, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
And like you were saying with all the money that's brought in for charity with stuff like that, the gaming community overall is so strong.
Oh, yeah.
It is actually awesome to see it being taken more and more seriously as a legitimate industry.
Yeah.
Not just for video game companies. Well, they had struggles. People blame video games for violence and shit like that.
And they always will.
They always will, but they've solidified themselves enough that it's actually these professional gamers. Like we've gotten to see people become professional gamers in our lifetime.
And not just like, Donkey Kong champion of, 1987.
Like the top 10 South Korean StarCraft players, those guys are celebrities over in South Korea.
They're celebrities in America too.
Yeah.
Because they're like number one.
To a lot of people, they are celebrities, but the general populace that doesn't play StarCraft, they're not going to know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, like, your boss might not know.
Yeah.
But
this
your
dude
coworker
won.
does.
Yeah, this dude went to Stockholm, Sweden and won $50,000 playing a video game.
Yeah.
And next week he's going to Beijing where he competes for 1.5 million. And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Like, and then if these guys are getting endorsements on top of that, these people are becoming multimillionaires from playing video games.
Well, football's done it for like 100 years.
Yeah. But the stigma from it, well, that's big, tough guys working hard and blah, blah. Like, video games can take some work too.
Oh, man. Watch a speedrunner once.
Right?
Watch a speedrunner. I watched a dude reset his game 17 times in like 45 minutes because he missed one specific thing. And it threw off his time for a world record or for a personal best.
Yeah, but in that case, like, you find games enjoyable. You had mentioned that the story, it's more of a story-driven motivation with you to play the game. To these other people, like, different strokes for different folks in terms of that gameplay. Because there's this guy who's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it in 15 minutes, 30 seconds. Like he's playing the game for a completely different reason, and that's okay.
It's not even because that's what they get paid to do. It's a passion.
Yeah.
Like they love the game so much. Like with that randomized Zelda, their Link to the Past, where it takes all the chests and changes the items in them. People have played that game so much that they know exactly where every chest is in the game.
Yep.
Without using like Google Maps.
It's a deep, like you said, it's a passion. It's such a deep love for the game. I mean, that's how I was with Ocarina of Time. And it's just, as life progressed, different decisions were made, and I kind of chose to set that aside for a while, and I do miss it. Like sooner or later, I'm gonna get back into it. Make the time to actually have that, because that was kick back and relax time for me. It kept my mind occupied.
Yeah.
Like, I guarantee you, racing games helped me become a better driver.
I know Grand Theft Auto helped me beat up hookers better. But you eat your own skill set. It's fine.
Oh, somebody's gonna say something about that being distasteful, and that's okay.
Whatever.
Because we're all entitled to our own opinions.
Yeah. Last I checked, this was America.
Yeah. Randy, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. Yeah, I have such a deep respect for the video gaming community because of that, though, like with the charities. Because these are just, like you said, on Twitch, these are everyday people. It's just some of them have gotten so good at it, they made it their primary job.
Oh, yeah.
Or people on Twitch, maybe they're really good at the game
You'll
and they're an
know-
entertaining person.
You'll know when they're a Twitch professional because, you know, you'll look for a game and they'll have, you know, 1,000 people watching live streaming.
Like, oh, dude's online and people are like, I gotta watch.
Yeah. You know, it's just like being current with any YouTuber or, you know, like Good Mythical Morning, for example. They got new episodes out every single day at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Every single day.
Every single day.
Like, this is a once a week podcast, and because I like it to be more chill, keep it more open-ended, open source, whatever the case may be, you know, if somebody hits us up on Facebook and says, oh, hey, talk about this, I mean, we could work it in depending on who's sitting down. But, I mean, you know,
gotta allow that week to happen so people can hear it.
yeah. And that's what it is. Like, you know, you go ahead, announce whatever it's going to be, you end up uploading it, and then you can kind of just set it aside. But if you're doing this every day, you're grinding because you got to...
It's like a primary income. It's your job.
It is the job. But they obviously have fun doing it. I mean...
Yeah. Either they have fun or it pays really, really well.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, would you want to be eating some of the stuff they do? I mean, they do fun stuff with it, too. I mean, okay, so you're working, and
Yeah,
part of your work is playing a giant form of Jenga, and if, you know, whatever...
You gotta eat some gross stuff.
You got to eat some gross stuff, like raw fish, you know, liver.
Blood.
And they're doing blood.
It's like you go to work every single day for, you know, maybe a couple of hours with your best friend.
Yeah.
And then you have the rest of the day to, I don't know, do another episode. If
Yeah.
You want to.
And, you know, what you ate may have tasted really gross, but now you got a story.
Yeah.
Whereas-
you got a paycheck coming.
Like, well, what did you do today? Like I said, my job's awesome, but, you know,
I ate a tarantula with sour cream and bacon.
I go to work and I do my job, you know?
Yeah.
Like, well, I had some nice carrots and celery for lunch. Well, what did you do? Oh, I actually ate pickled pig testicles, and it made my friend throw up.
I almost fought a bear. Oh, fucking whatever.
And so it basically the way social media is going with everything, video games, the fact that, you know, people's personalities can drive enough where they have an interesting enough life coupled with their personality, they're able to make a living off of people watching. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Fame is changing. Everyday people can become famous overnight, basically. The only problem is it does take months to years for that overnight success.
Unless you're like one of these recent celebrities, you know.
Paris Hilton.
Yeah, well, that's...
You can. That's the thing about fame. It can be good or it can be bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, hey, you could be, you know, the number one gaming channel for a week on YouTube. You throw out an expletive once and you get dropped by Disney.
Yeah. You do have to be careful with it, especially if you are a professional with it.
Yeah.
'Cause-
to put it in perspective of like clean versus us.
Yeah.
Like check out the channel Tobuscus, you know, or Toby Games, whatever. It's a guy. He used to be a spokesperson for Cartoon Network for a bunch of shows. You know, like it was in between shows. He's like, oh well, this is coming on next. Let's go watch it. Yay! And then you got, you know, like Northern Lion. Tobuscus never swears. You know, he may say hell or dang it every now and then, but a fuck does not excuse his lips. It does not come through. He may go fudge nickels, you know.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Where Northern Lion, he's, you know, what the fuck is this shit going on? You know?
Yeah. I think words
It's
have been desensitized enough to my, like, to, I heard Joe Rogan talk about the meaning behind words. Mm-hmm. Like if somebody's being crabby, be like, oh, she's being a bitch. Or like you pull up and I go, Hey, what's up, bitch? The meaning can go a long way.
Yep.
And so the fact that we are in such a polarized up in arms situation now, like, PewDiePie didn't have to worry about the whole news media arm of society getting up in arms when
Well, nowadays he might.
now.
All these social justice warriors.
Well, it is now because PewDiePie's been in the news. He lost a shit ton of sponsors. Like, his income's going to take a hit. He's still going to make some damn good money.
Yeah.
But, dude took a hit in the revenue area. Like,
yeah,
all
but
because
the way that the media works, it's not going to last long. Mm-hmm. Like, people are going to forget about it in a couple of years, and then he's going to be back to making millions and millions of dollars.
And that's how it always goes. You take your lump and you move on. But the stigma floats around, whether it's video games are causing violence or this celebrity or mogul said a naughty word.
Yeah.
Bill Maher, political talk show. He runs into that every now and then. He says something stupid.
Yeah.
And then people are like boycotting his show.
You got to apologize on Twitter.
He apologizes on Twitter, apologizes on his show.
Sorry.
And then he bounces right back.
Yeah.
And people just need to chill out. That's been the name of my game lately. Just chill out. And so, I find it fascinating. Like, I don't get to play current video games myself, but having you explain to me, how Destiny works, now I'm more interested in going on to Twitch and seeing somebody play Destiny 2 for a while.
I mean, it's Twitch is like free rental. Instead of buying a game, you want to rent it first. Before you spend money on renting it, because it costs fucking money, pull up your internet machine that you pay for and check out a Twitch.
And I mean, I've watched some of the StarCraft events, so I know what to expect for the most part. But instead of this being having multiple announcers and different players and stuff like that, the fact that this could just be watching you sitting in your living room basically playing a game, to me that's awesome. Sometimes you got to watch out, because the good thing about the internet and the way social media is now, anybody can be a content creator. But the potential downfall is anybody can be a content creator.
Yeah, that's why.
Because remember when YouTube only had good videos on it?
Yeah.
It hasn't been that way in years.
They had quite a selective process.
Yeah. And a lot's changed. So now you see, for every one good video you find, there may be a dozen what the hell videos. But to me, what a time to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
We live in the perfect time where technology is picking up pace, and so video games are getting more advanced, getting better. Our visual graphics are getting better. I mean, last week's episode was about technology, so I don't want to go into that too much.
You don't have to go outside to see people being stupid.
Yeah.
You just type in fail.
The world is in the palm of my hand. But the fact that, now, I mean, you take out a little physical aspect, instead of me sitting on your couch watching video games, I can sit on my couch watching you play video games.
Yeah, and you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You're like, that was cool. Let's check out something else.
Yeah, exactly it. And I mean, I'm interested enough, yeah, I'd watch. If you were doing it on the regular, I'd watch. Because that's going to be the closest thing I get to playing video games.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I would do, regularly. But lately, all that's turned out to being is drinking.
Oh, come on, man.
So, I mean, well,
you had the big wedding coming up. That
was awesome. I didn't get that drunk on my wedding. I had to somewhat be standing.
Yep.
And I was doing better than that.
Yeah.
I remember the whole night.
I know how you and I can get with that, and so I mean, I took it fairly light as well.
Well, it's the same thing with tattooing. I bought a bunch of gear. I got needles. I got machines. I got ink. I don't really sit down and practice it, because when I get home from work, I crack a beer.
Fair enough.
And same thing with the whole, streaming games and stuff like that. It's a time thing.
Yep.
Where I want to enjoy myself, not entertain other people.
Yep.
That's why people play video games.
And it may sound selfish, but it's not, man. It's your life.
And plus, if it's, if you can hear me commentating, or if you can see me commentating, there's always going to be other voices. I don't have my own office, anything like that. You're always going to hear a kid yell for something, or somebody walk in front of the screen.
And see, that's the way I have to coordinate this. I got a family of 4 living here. I mean, even on this recording, you could hear my neighbors pull in and talk to each other as if they're deaf. But like, for example, the kids are off at the sitters, the wife's off to work, and the dog is in the kids' room right now.
Probably eating everything.
Nope. I put her in a kennel for this occasion. Don't get mad, PETA.
No, it's fine.
She's a free-range doggy. But no, man, I love having you on here. This is your second visit to the living room with the show. Because I think you were here once before without the show.
That was for your other business that
Yep.
didn't go very far.
When I managed bands, Dalton was my main man.
I think I booked 1 gig.
Dude, that was tough, though. That honestly, the next time you're on, we should talk about that as like a full segment for a little bit. Like, not going too in depth, because like, there were good times and bad times, just like anything. It's like, for anybody that listened to the episode 2 weeks ago where it sounded like I talked a lot of crap about Verizon, that was kind of just me and a colleague venting. There were, like anything in life, there were good times and bad times. And when you're in sales or retail, there are really, really good times, and then there's fuck this. Exactly.
Any experience of life ever, like going fishing. You can have days where they're just biting. You can have days where you catch a fucking snapping turtle.
Yep. Or a body.
Yeah. Just ruin your day. Bird runs off with your bait.
This body bent my hook. But it's, I like having you on here, man. Like,
I like being here.
The click.
Fun.
Well, thank you. The click we have makes me feel more relaxed. Like, I can be more myself. Whereas, I work in an office environment, so I kind of got, like, you'll see me in dress shoes, slacks, polo, but I don't do my hair right now.
I'm wearing a goddamn ponytail. It's like 2 days old.
I want to grow mine back out again. Remember, Joe Abhold and I agreed we were growing our hair out again. We made this agreement at your wedding.
Yeah, I'll see you in a year.
Yeah.
And then you're going to shave it off.
Well, hopefully the people in my office don't care, because then I'm just going to...
Well, as long as you do good work and you already got the job,
yeah.
What are they going to do?
Let it grow.
Yeah, I think I did that with... Shut up. I think I did that with one other job I had. Like, I walked in. I'd like just cut my hair. I was like shaving on the top, and I got the job. I'm like, all right, cool. A couple months went by. Hair grew longer. Beard grew longer.
Yeah.
Stopped caring. 'Cause they're like, well, he looks like a homeless person, but he gets his job done.
For me, I think I got too much Danish blood in me, because I end up just growing like a neck beard, and then it doesn't come in on the cheeks.
All patchy.
Yeah, basically it. And so, like, the best I can do is the goatee, but then I still got to be careful because it approaches neck area. Growing out my hair, it was so much easier growing my hair out when I was like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Because
you didn't have to do shit.
The last office job I had like 2.5, 3 years ago, as the hair got longer, I started wearing a hat. And before you know it, through the summer, wasn't long enough to tie back, and it was sitting on my neck when it was like 90 degrees. And I was like, how did I do this as a teenager?
Yeah, tell me about it. I've only started wearing ponytails like in the last year.
Yeah, because last time your hair was long, you basically had it down like all the time.
Yeah, most I'd have on was a baseball cap.
Yeah.
But I didn't like
Rob Zombie style.
I didn't tuck it all up. It looked like I had a mullet the whole time. Party in the back. But no, my hair it's party all over.
Now it is, yeah.
Like, it's finally long enough that I could take my bangs and put them back, somewhat decently.
That's a moment of relief.
Yeah.
When you first can pull it back and go,
Well, the reason I didn't do it is that my bangs never really grew past my face.
Oh, really?
Like, they'd get maybe to my nose a little bit, and they curl under, and then that'd be it.
You kind of had like the Mick Foley look going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Obviously, your teeth are in place. Mick's not so much.
No,
he had to get
he's
veneers.
only got like 3 of his own teeth.
Yeah, the rest are chiclets. No, nothing against you, Mick Foley.
He ain't never gonna hear this. You know
Yeah,
that.
See, it's hard for me to have a topic and sit down with you and be like, this is the topic we're going to discuss, because we can bullshit for a long time.
Yeah, how long were you at?
2 hours and 15 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah, it's nuts. But now that we paid attention to the time, like, thank you for filling us in on Destiny 2. And I mean, for filling me in from a perspective of, like, I didn't even bother looking at walkthroughs because I was like, Dalton's playing this. I want to hear it from his perspective.
Dalton's coming over.
So sorry to put you on the spot with that.
We only talked about that for like 15 minutes, man.
Yeah, no, we just kept bouncing back to it. And that's partly my fault. Like, I don't know. Apparently I get like this ADD type thing going on. Maybe we just got to come up with like this mobile gear where we can just go for a walk while we talk.
This is why we need a third person.
Yeah.
You know, an intern to sit there and, you know, have an agenda if you want an agenda and keep you on track. Like, Doug, you've been talking about like boogers and stuff for 20 minutes. We should probably get back to, you know, the politics.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's gonna be time, since it's more of a long form conversation. There's gonna be really cool topics that are really gonna get me going, like Halloween show. Like, yeah, we're gonna be doing all kinds of cool stuff with that. But there's just so much ground that we could cover. It's nice to let it be more freeform for right now, and maybe as we do more episodes together, you know, it gets to the point where, okay, we've got like these 5 topics that we definitely want to cover, and we turn them into...
Hint, everybody listening, why don't you come up with some ideas?
Yeah.
And be like, hey, you should talk about this for 20 minutes.
Because...
All right, we will.
As long as I get up to snuff on video games through Twitch, I mean, I could lend a hand with discussing video games of current status.
You'll see some shit I never heard of. I'm sure of it.
We could talk hair care products if we wanted to.
I don't. I'll brush it. That's it.
Dalton's free. I got my lip caught. Otherwise, like rock music, like you and I have a lot in common.
Oh yeah.
And we do have stories that I think the agreement's like we got 2 or 3 more years before we can talk about them.
What?
So, to wrap that background, I'm basically going to be ending this so that I can save the file, and then within the next hour or so, I'm going to be watching some Twitch. So
I got to go home to my wife.
Hey, that's awesome.
I get to call her that now and mean it. I've been calling her my wife for like the last 2 years. Since I proposed to her, I've been calling her my wife so I can get used to it.
And it works.
Yeah. I just do it all the time.
So in addition to thanking you for talking to me about Destiny 2...
Yeah, I should stop bringing up other stuff.
No, it's quite all right. Thank you for having me be part of your wedding.
Yeah.
It was awesome, man. That's the only wedding I've ever stood or have yet to stand up in.
That's the only wedding I've ever had, so.
Yeah.
As far as you know.
Let's keep it that way. But yeah, no, thanks, dude. I love hanging out with you. And maybe if I taste test some of these hot sauces, one of the upcoming episodes, we can have some wings or something with these hot sauces while we talk.
Maybe.
You can tell I'm not very confident with that notion because just watching some of the celebrities going through that.
Oh my God.
I could see myself zoning out. I mean, hell, even at the beginning of this conversation, I was going on about something and just idea went poof.
Oh, right. Weird. Zelda.
Zelda. And yes, God, Zelda. I want to switch now too. But no, man, this is going to be the second of many visits. Freaking love you, buddy.
Aw. You said that last time, though.
Yeah, every
It's only been
time.
like a year.
Yeah, that 14-month hiatus was a bitch.
All right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime, man. You just hit me up. We can make it happen. And to all you Rawcast listeners out there, like Dalton said, feel free to hit us up with any ideas, any feedback you have. If it's negative feedback, you can keep it to yourself. We wouldn't mind.
I don't really give a shit.
But until next time, hope you had a good week and enjoy your weekend. We are outskis.